For 45 years, heartbreak has plagued Falmouth. Since 1980, the Cape Cod crown has stayed just out of reach. And last season, the Commodores took a step backward.
2024 season comes to an end on a rainy night at Spillane Field as the Gatemen close it out and defeat the Commodores.
But this summer, everything changes. A new era begins at Fuller Field with a new voice in the dugout. 2013 World Series champion Jared Saltalamacchia is here to lead the charge.
Swinging a line, right base hit into left field. That's the ball game. The Red Sox have rallied to win game 2. They've won it. The Sox have won it 6-5. Jared Saltalamacchia with a walk-off base hit.
New leadership, new hunger, and one mission: bring Cape Cod glory back to Falmouth. So wherever you are, sit down and get ready. The doors are on the air. This is Falmouth Commodores baseball, and it starts right now.
Welcome to Game 31 of the Cape Cod Baseball League season here at Upper Cape Cod Regional Technical School in nearby Bourne Park, home of the Bourne Braves. Tonight, the Falmouth Commodores are in town to take on Bourne, and we're here to open the door. Alongside Andrew Delapiana and Ben Haller, I'm Ryan Martin. Andrew, off day yesterday, but before that, it was a tough 4-run loss against the Cotuit Kettleers for Falmouth.
Yeah, really poor offensive output from this offensive end. But the funny thing is, Ryan, same amount of hits as Cotuit in that Tuesday loss, but the biggest miscues was the defensive side. 3 errors for this Commodores team, 2 for Mason Eckelman in his first start behind home plate for these Commodores. So we know the offense is going to be there every night. It's one of the higher scoring run teams on Cape Cod, but the defense really has to show up to give this team a chance in this one.
That win for Cotuit made that West Division even closer, Ben, and now with 10 games to go, another West Division clash against the Bourne Braves. This will mean something for Falmouth with 10 games to go.
Well, it's hard to believe that we're already in the last quarter of the season. First 30 games have just flown by. It's been the same story, it feels like, for the last week or so, where it's still so jumbled up, still nobody getting any real separation. Right now, though, the biggest gap in the West Division is that Wareham with 32 points, 4 points ahead of second place. When you get Bourne all the way down to Cotuit, anything can happen to those 4 spots.
You won't find a guy who knows his standings more than Ben Haller, but
That's
Andrew,
true.
We'll go back to you for this last one. 8 teams had the off day yesterday, 2 teams did not after a rain out. It was the Harwich Mariners facing this Bourne Braves team, and Harwich with that 10-run win.
Yeah, I think Bourne, it's an off day that they would have liked to have, losing by 10 runs in a makeup game to Harwich to kind of lessen their spot a little bit more in the standings. But look, last night was a flat-out brutal performance. A 7-run 6th inning for Harwich to really separate that game, and Bourne's offense was just completely unforgotten, and that lost to the Mariners last night.
Bravos look to get back on track here from Bourne Park. It's Falmouth versus Bourne. It'll be a matchup with Jeremy Urena versus Nate Weissong. First pitch here from Bourne Park, coming up at 6 p.m.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Falmouth Country Club. We have a unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardages with GPS, use our interactive scorecard, track your stats, and receive exclusive in-app offers. Falmouth Country Club is a true Cape Cod classic and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
It's the 4th meeting of the season between the Bourne Braves and your Falmouth Commodores. Welcome into Bourne Park. Alongside my partner Ben Haller, I'm Andrew Delapiana. Game 31 of this Cape Cod Baseball League season, over the 75% mark as we wind things down, getting close to the postseason. But before today's action, we send things to the 3rd member of our crew, Ryan Martin, who's joined by Caden Brumbaugh of Oklahoma. Ryan?
Thanks, Andrew. That's right. Open the Door rolls on as we're now joined by new Commodores utility man and going from Nebraska to Oklahoma, and Caden Brumbaugh after a good day yesterday. Caden, you had those 2 hits, both going the opposite way. What was working for you at the plate yesterday?
Just seeing some pitches, seeing the ball well, trying to move the ball. Ended up getting 2 hits, but just trying to put good at-bats together for the team, really.
Yeah, that was coming in the loss yesterday against Cotuit. And for you, you've been on Cape Cod about a week now. What's impressed you so far? What are your impressions of being here with Falmouth?
Just the talent, the guys are cool. It's a great team. It's beautiful out here. I'm just enjoying it out here. So yeah.
It's beautiful out there, and you're a guy going from Nebraska to Oklahoma. First, let's start. What did you learn most in your 2 years in Lincoln, winning back-to-back Big Ten championships?
Yeah, Lincoln was awesome. I loved it there. I learned to play as a team, have a great routine and schedule, and just play as a collective unit. We ended up always playing good baseball towards the end of the year. I love that crew and that university. It was a great experience for sure.
Going from Nebraska now to Oklahoma, why Oklahoma, and why do you want to be a Sooner? Is that the right fit for you?
The way they play the game is very intriguing for a guy like me, and how they run their offense. You know, I played them a few times each year I was at Nebraska, and I just always loved how they play the game, and close to home, SEC schedule. I'm just really looking forward to making that jump and trying to contribute to help the Sooners win.
There's a couple of Sooners in Cape Cod right now. Is there any guys that you haven't met that you'll play with this spring, but you met for the first time here on Cape Cod yet?
Well, I was actually with Camden Johnson on the off day yesterday. I'm living with him, so it was cool to see him. I've seen him. I played against him a few times, but it was cool to hang out and, mesh with him a little bit.
Your first time playing the Cape Cod Baseball League. How cool is it to meet some of these new guys, live with Camden before you see him at Oklahoma?
Yeah, it was cool, man. And then Nolan Stevens as well, transferring in from Mississippi State. We were all hanging out yesterday, so it was great.
A couple of good Sooners, and then for you specifically, less than 10 games to go in the regular season and then playoffs. What are some of your goals on Cape Cod before getting to Oklahoma in the fall?
Just putting together some quality at-bats and trying to help the team win, really. That's it.
More quality at-bats, just like the 2 hits he had yesterday against the Cavaliers. That's Caden Brumbaugh, Commodores utility man. Andrew, back to you.
Lineups have been read, anthem has been sung, a tradition since the 1918 World Series, as we're just about ready for baseball between the Braves and the Commodores in meeting number 4 between these two teams. First 2 of 3 going to the Commodores as Falmouth comes off a loss a couple of nights ago, Ben, where the offense kind of there somewhat, but the defense is what really put the Cavaliers over the top in that one.
Well, I think one of the biggest problems all year long, and something that, again, was present back on that game against Catuit on Tuesday, was just the starting pitching. It's been something that Falmouth just has not been able to figure out. There have been so many different guys, the quantity of guys who have gotten starts for this Falmouth team and just haven't had success is a bit too high right now. But last time out for Jeremy Arena, who will take the mound today, was a bright spot.
Commodores' lineup in this one is as follows. Antonio Morales plays right field. Carl Schmidt, the DH, Mike Anu batting third, the center fielder. In the cleanup spot, it's the first baseman, Kent Schmidt. Batting fifth is the shortstop, Adrian Lopez. In the sixth spot is the catcher, Bear Harrison. Batting seventh, the second baseman, Justin Osterhaus. Batting eighth, the third baseman, Ryan Zuckerman makes his return to the lineup. And rounding out the order, batting ninth, is the left fielder, Caden Brumbaugh. That lineup scheduled to go against the rising sophomore from Wake Forest in Nate Wysong, making his second start on Cape Cod. ERA just about middle between 2 and 3 at a 2.54, and those previous 6 appearances out of the bullpen have been very solid, but in that last start was a little bit more interesting for him, where he only went 3 innings, got roughed up a little bit. Walk to strikeout numbers have just been about even for the righty as he tries to get back on track today against the Commodores.
Yeah, command has been the issue for him. It has been. It's weird to say that there has been that big of an issue with as good of an ERA as he has. He's had that kind of up and down amount of starts. The Wake Forest guy who this past season actually got a decent amount of playing time in his freshman year with Wake Forest. And that big sophomore leap this summer is going to be very important for him. And I think how this summer ends, a lot of it has to do with what happens today. First time you really get roughed up in the summer, it's how do you respond. Against the Falmouth offense, despite the team being cold in the win-loss column, the offense has been pretty good.
Commodores, one of two teams right now on Cape Cod, averaging over 5 runs per contest, them in Katuitt. We still happen to sit at the bottom of the West Division standings as we are just about set for baseball with the lefty Antonio Morales about to dig in. On a windy night here at Doran Park, about 75 degrees, gust up to 30 miles per hour out towards left field. Ball is going to be flying all around the yard tonight. Wysong comes set of the belt, his first pitch. Here's a called strike on the outer third, and we are underway at 6 o'clock on the dot, right at the start of scheduled start time.
Yeah, this is the game where the pitchers come out to get their warm-ups in. They come outside and see what the wind's doing, and they go, oh, man, really?
Pitch just above the letters. 2 balls, no strikes to Morales.
You can tell by that American flag at center field, it is waving way out. A little out to left field, too, so righty's going to have the advantage, certainly. It is a short fence.
1-1 in there for a called strike on the outer third. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Antonio Morales. Yeah, only about 330 to each corner down the lines, then about 395, 400 at the dead center. Wysong's 1-2. Swing and a miss. Morales goes down via the strikeout. And 1 up, 1 gone for the Commodores to begin this one.
Once again, too, one of the things I'm looking at, even though the offense hasn't been a huge issue, Saltalaki is still feeling the need to switch up the lineup again. Carl Schmidt had been hitting 6th consistently. They move him back to the 2-hole. It feels like they've moved the whole lineup around a little bit. Adrian Lopez's first time batting 6th today.
First pitch to Carl Schmidt is low for ball 1. Defense behind Wysong on this one. John Legrande out in the left. Braden Holcomb in center. Cal Sefcik in right. Drew Wires at third. Riker Wade at short. Ryan Cooney at second. And Cade Lewis at first. Pitch. High chopper to the shortstop in wait. Couple of hops. Vacuums it up. Throws it across a 1-hopper that Schmidt beats it out for an infield single.
Yeah, awkward throw from Riker Wade. I don't really know what happened there. That ball was one he had an easy play on and just spiked in the dirt. It's got like a lollipop throw that didn't even make it to first base. I would think that goes in an error as an error. It looks like it's going to.
Didn't attack that baseball, more so let it come to him in the hole, so that will go down as an E6 against Wade. 1-on-1 out, top 1, no score. Here's Mike Anu from the right side. Pitch is a breaking ball, skied out of play, first base side and out.
Yeah, I actually don't have as much of a problem with how he fielded that ball. It was more the throw over to first base.
Check over at first. Schmidt pops in and out of the glove of Lewis. He's back in with a dive. Mike Anu, I'd still say he's in contention for league MVP through 25 games, a .310 average, 7 home runs. Those strikeout numbers just a little bit, 7 in his last 2 games. Says he took the off day yesterday to kind of reset the mind, get things right once more with his swing. 0-1 is inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Brian DiSamizio is behind home plate calling balls and strikes with Ryan Damari down the first base line. Mike Rabideau is the third base umpire. Wysong a long look in home. Pitch. Runner from first takes off. It's a ball inside. Throw down to second is in time, and the tag applied for the second out as Carl Schmidt is caught stealing on the great throw by Gavin Kelly. There's 2 outs.
Yeah, this Falmouth team has just not been having success on the base paths, specifically stealing bases, the last week and a half or so. After such a great start with it the first few weeks.
2-1 count to Mike Anu, 2 gone, top 1. No score between the Commodores and the Braves. Pitch. Inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Hitters count for Mike Anu. Pitch is low, outside for ball 4. So after the caught stealing by Carl Schmidt is on with the 2-out walk.
Well, it's nice to get his mind right a little bit too. Didn't reach base the last couple of games. We talk about the 7 strikeouts. It's all Falmouth team the last couple of games that has really had issues with the strikeout.
2 out with a runner on first. Here is the lefty Kent Schmidt, rising junior from Georgia Tech. Short lead off of first for New. Couple of hops over. Check back in with a dive. New definitely dangerous over there at first base. Team lead 11 stolen bases. 6th on Cape Cod. And do so on 13 attempts as well. Wysong throws over again. A one-hopper blocked by Lewis. Has to go down to one knee to keep it in front of him.
Well, 2 throwovers before the first pitch, too, is because both of these times, News had a pretty big lead over it. Shorter now.
Goes back to that direction again. New still back in time. That one a little bit closer on attempt number 3. Still no pitches yet from Kent Schmidt. From Nate Wysong. Pitch outside. It's 4 in the arsenal for Wysong. A fastball around 75% of the time, with a slider, changeup, and curveball. 1-0. New takes off this time. It's a called strike down the heart of the plate. Throw down his second, hops off the bat, gets into center field. New is in there with a stolen base. So after Wysong was playing with his foot a little bit over at first, New on the pitch takes off for second for his 12th stolen base of the summer.
Well, I'll tell you what, with this, the way this team has struggled, obviously on the base paths, stealing bases, it really hasn't prevented them from trying. I mean, they still have been persistent, try to take second base bags, get some swipes, but New, one of the faster guys on this team.
1 ball, 1 strike to Kent Schmidt. Pitch low below the knees. Schmidt tells him to hold up at second base in case that ball got in the dirt to Kelly. New the runner at second. 2 gone, top 1. Commodores in Bravo scoreless. 2 on count to Schmidt. Wysong from the stretch. Pitch. Fastball popped up, middle infield. Wait, shading over, backing up. And he makes the play in left center for out number 3. So no damage done after the stolen base by Mike Anu, as we are just getting going here from Doran Park. First time we'll hear the Bravos bat with a 0-0 ball game as we go into the bottom of the first here from Doran Park.
On behalf of the Cape Cod Baseball League, we would like to thank the following league partners for their continued support: 99 Restaurants, Badger Sports, the Baldwin Group, Bluebird Dennisport, Bridgewater State University, Cape Destinations. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Country Club. We have a unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardages with GPS, use our interactive scorecard, track your stats, and receive exclusive in-app offers. Falmouth Country Club is a true Cape Cod classic and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
Welcome back to Doran Park. Second start of the season for the Commodores starter tonight. The right-hander from FIU, Jeremy Urena, gets the baseball tonight. Ben, he was phenomenal in that last start on Thursday against Orleans. 3 scoreless innings, allowed just 2 base runners with that strikeout. That turned into just a 1-run game for the Firebirds, where Everett Garber also came in off the bullpen, but a really good job by Urena in that first start to set the tone here in Falmouth.
It was, and it was interesting, too, because the approach for him coming into that game with Jared Toltolamakia said he was going to be more of an opener. I think he gave him a little bit more than anybody really expected. It was 10 batters, 1 time to the lineup, plus 1. A lot of times it's a plan for openers, but it comes in less than 2 innings.
His defense behind him tonight, Caden Brombaugh out in left field, much center. Antonio Morales in right, left to right in the infield. Ryan Zuckerman, Adrian Lopez, Justin Osterhaus, Kent Schmidt, with Bear Harrison doing the catching for the righty Urena. The lefty Riker Waite starts things off, the rising sophomore from Vanderbilt. He's been very impressive against right-handed pitching this season, a .328 average. First pitch, way outside for ball one.
Yeah, righties, lefties, doesn't matter. Wade's been one of the best hitters in the Cape this season. And I don't think, out of all the guys that surprise people, I don't think Wade's really surprising anyone this year.
1-0 outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Just 8 games, 3 at-bats this past freshman season for the Commodores. With a .30 average here on Cape Cod. 2-0. Is a changeup just outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Urena did not walk anyone in that appearance against the Firebirds. That was a huge difference maker as well, where the Commodores only allowed 3 free passes in that one in the 3-1 victory last Thursday. 3-0 is inside for ball 4. A 4-pitch walk for Riker Waite to start things off. Urena asking where that one missed. Umpire says just a little bit inside.
Waite asking where that one is too. He was not expecting to go to first base on that. Looked like a pretty good pitch from Urena, but a get me over pitch has to be a little better than that.
Leadoff man on for the Braves. Here is the righty Gavin Kelly, catcher tonight. .220 average. Still looking for that first extra base hit. Pitch is a slider in there for a called strike. Good looking from Urena. Hit .304 in his freshman season at West Virginia, part of the all-freshman team in the Big 12. The only Mountaineer on that list this spring. 0-1. Another slider way out in front. Urena completely fooled him.
Yeah, Urena's got one of the slower sliders you're going to see. That's not necessarily a bad thing. He slowed it down, and Kelly was way out in front of it. Usually when you see a pitch with that kind of movement, it's a little faster.
Takes a look at first, the 0-2. Kelly just gets a piece off the end of the bat. Foul back to the screen. Kelly digs back in. Middle infield ready to turn 2 for the Commodores, with Riker Waite standing on first after the leadoff walk. Throws over. A long lunging run from Waite back in. No, not so much a long stride, only in at 5'10", 175 pounds. Does have 11 stolen bases, though. That's tied with Mike Anu for 6th in the league. 0-2. Thinks about taking off Kelly. Puts it on the ground to the right side. Field on the forehand by Osterhaus. Goes to first base and gets the 4-3 put out as 90 feet up to second base. There's 1 out.
Yeah, it's a mature play from Osterhaus. Not trying to go to second on that one. You'd see a lot of second basemen try to be a hero on that, turn their body, throw that I really didn't think he had a chance on. That's one of those plays where if he made a maybe perfect play, he'd have a chance, but it probably wouldn't get the runner at first then, so it's not really worth it at that point. Just getting the easy out at first base.
Cade Lewis from the left side. One of the better power hitters on Cape Cod. 29 hits, 6 of them being doubles. Top 5 in the league. Top 5 in the league. But 27 strikeouts, though. That's been the big looming number for him. Pickoff move to second. They got Waite in a rundown. Lopez fires down to third. Gets away from Zuckerman. And Waite is going to stay put at third. Fence a little bit shorter on the third baseline, so no more advancement. But they had Waite, and they couldn't pull it off.
The ball hit him as he was diving into third base. Lopez just nailed him in the back, and that ball luckily was thrown so hard that it hit hard off of a shorter area between the foul line and out of play here, so there was no chance for advancement even further for Waite.
0-1. Missing on the outer third. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 gone, bottom 1. Runner at third, infield in for the Commodores.
But man, those are the worst plays because you feel like you're rewarding a base running mistake really
Correct.
from Waite.
And he was jumpy over there at second base, and Urena made the right play to throw back. 1-1, change up. Very late on it is Lewis. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I mean, that was a tailor-made pickoff.
Him and Lopez were basically in sync over there at second base, but too much speed from Wade. Had to hurry up Lopez just a little bit. 1-2 count to Lewis. Pitch is a called strike 3 on the inner third. Goes to the backdoor slider, and that is a huge second out.
Yeah, it's a big league response right there from Urena. If things don't go your way, your defense fails you a little bit.
2 gone, a runner on third for Braden Holcomb out of the cleanup spot. Strikes out a whole lot, 36 this summer, second on Cape Cod. Pitch. Upstairs, ropes it just foul on a high hopper. Holcomb, that power has always been there for the rising junior from Vanderbilt. This being his second summer with Bourne. But the big thing with him, Ben, is with those 2 outs, 17 of those strikeouts, and already that case here with a runner in scoring position.
It's just that stereotypical, it feels like as close to a 3-outcome player as you're going to get here at college level.
0-1 is a slider, gets away from Harrison all the way to the screen, and Waite is going to score. As that one got in front of home plate, broke a little bit too much. No play Harrison could make, and it's 1-0 Bourne in the bottom of the first.
This is a game where every run's going to matter because we expect a higher scoring game, especially with both of these guys not really built up to be starters a ton. It is Joshua Reed, a lefty, warming in the Bourne bullpen already.
Yeah, Wysong has been that guy in the earlier parts of the season to only go 1 or 2 innings, and with Bourne, they did not have the off day yesterday as well in that 12-2 loss to Harwich. Another curveball, low. So using up a little bit more arms yesterday in that loss. 4 of them came out of the bullpen for the Braves. After that league-wide off day on Sunday as well as Saturday with the All-Star game, but 4 straight for the Bravos this week. 2-1. Fastball, Holcomb fouls it off himself at home plate.
And next off day not coming till Monday. That's going to end up being 7 straight for him. I'd check that 6 straight. That's hard sometimes.
Okay.
Oh, no, it is 7.
No, you're right, yeah.
I need to have more confidence in myself.
You do. You absolutely do. 2-2 count with 2 outs, nobody on. 1-0 Bourne lead in the bottom of the first. Righty on righty with Braden Holcomb. Pitch from Urena. Breaking ball just low. And it's a really tough take from Holcomb below the knees.
It is, because it feels like that pitch is already in 1 inning has been called sort of inconsistently, not from either side, but just in this inning. Called 3 against Cade Lewis, a ball 4 on Riker Waite, all in the same spot.
Payoff pitch. Holcomb reaches out and gets it off the end of the bat. New racing in from center. Going to drop in front of him for a base hit. That is just an excuse me swing from Holcomb to put his barrel at the end of it. And just a lucky base hit with 2 outs.
Yeah, well, Braden Holcomb is someone who if he gets hold of a ball, you could say goodbye. That one just stuck his bat out off the end of the bat. And that's how much raw power he is. Didn't get a good part of it, but still able to power it to the outfield. And blew in for a base hit.
So that is a 2-out single for Braden Holcomb. Runner on first. Yes, here is the lefty, John LeGrande. Pitch inside for ball 1. LeGrande Moore has been a staple at the top of the lineup for this Bourne team, but you can really put him anywhere. He has put up some unbelievable numbers this spring for the All-Star. 31 hits, a .307 average. Gets on around 40% of the time as well. 1-0. Popped up, skies into left field. Brumbaugh doesn't have to move too much as he puts up the glove and reels it in for out number 3. But Bourne strikes first in the bottom of the first, thanks to 1 hit and the 1 left on base. 1-0 Bourne as we go to the second here on Cape League TV.
On behalf of the Cape Cod Baseball League, we would like to thank the following league partners for their continued support: Cape Space, Cape Cod 5, Cisco Brewers, Cape Cod Healthcare, Hampton Inn, Franklin Sports, Highline Cruises, Jersey Mike's, and of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
Whether you own a car, home, business, or investment property, it's critical you keep it secure and protected. Since 1989, our friends at Northeast Insurance Solutions have been the trusted insurance agency to serve the Commonwealth. Northeast.com or at their offices, 100 Ledgewood Place in Rockland.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub at COD Baseball League this summer. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls, piled high on grilled brioche and served either hot and buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery to go along with the fries and coleslaw. Visit your local 99 restaurant this summer today. You gotta love the Nines.
My name is Kent Schmidt, and I play first base from Georgia Tech, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
Welcome back to Doran Park on a beautiful sunny but here in Bourne, where the Bravos in front 1-0 over the Commodores as we begin the second inning of play. Back alongside my partner Ben Haller, I'm Andrew Del Piana. Adrian Lopez to lead things off for the Commodores. 5, 6, 7 scheduled to hit. That wind blowing out into left center field, gust up to 30 miles per hour tonight. Ball is going to be flying all over the yard, hopefully. First pitch from the righty, Nate Wysong of this inning, is a fastball outside.
It all starts early. It feels like the last 15 games or so where Falmouth has kind of started this slide. A lot of their losses have come when they do not score first in games they really haven't scored first a ton as of late.
1-0. Fastball right by the swing of Lopez. 91 in the gun from Wysong. His second inning of work. Already some action up in the Bravos bullpen. As we talked about a little bit earlier, it only usually goes about 1-2 innings in his second start. 1-1 is another fastball. Pumps it right by him. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Lopez, who has really been cold as of late. Strikeout in his last 5 games, including 5 in the loss on Friday against Hyannis. 1-2. Lopez pokes it out to right field into the gap. Long run, drops in all the way to the wall. Cut off by Holcomb just in front. Lopez digging for 2. There's going to be no throw, and he's in there with the dive. A leadoff double for Adrian Lopez. That is much needed.
Yeah, it's in my mouth. I mean, Lopez has just been, it's such a rut that we hadn't seen yet from him this year, and it starts to get back to the question, when's it going to break out? I mean, that OPS is under 600 before that at bat, but you just know it's not going to be long before he broke out. And made an impact. Lead off double, see if the offense can get going a little bit.
Bear Harrison, he hits next from the right side today for the Commodores. 262 average in 19 games. Had a big game on Monday, 3 for 4 with a home run. Wysong a look at second. Fires home. It's a fastball, and it hits Harrison on the left hand. He's awarded first base on the hit by pitch.
Yeah, immediately it's a pitch that got away, and a breaking ball that sort of an awkward arm slide. Looks different from the other pitches from Wysong. I think it was just that awkward delivery.
Fort Wayne, second baseman number 7, Nate Osterhouse.
So something cooking early on in the top of the second for the Commodores. 1-0 Braves lead. Lopez at second, Harrison at first. Here is the third lefty in the lineup in Justin Osterhouse. Wysong comes set of the belt, peaks at second. Fires back at second. Lopez was apparently a couple steps off. He'll just laugh that one off as Wysong gets the baseball back from Riker Wade. Wysong a peek at the pitch com on the left wrist. His first pitch, swing and a miss by Osterhouse. Did so up in the zone.
It was an awkward swing because it was such a late decision there from Osterhouse to that chest-high fastball. It came in at over 90.
An upright close stance from Osterhouse from the left side. 0-1. Another fastball way inside. He has to dance out of the way to get out of it. Off an 0-for-3 performance on Tuesday, and the loss took it to it. Wysong comes set at the belt. Pitch. Another fastball, this time above the letters. 2 balls, 1 strike. Still nobody gone, top second. Commodores trailing the Braves 1-0 here from Doran Park. Home plate area about half covered in shade, half in the sun. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Out of the glove, though, of Kelly. It's just a foul ball.
This is going to be one of the cooler nights I think we've had in quite some time, too. At least if, this is the way things are headed right now at 6:25.
That sun goes down, starts to get a little cooler. The wind continues like this. It's going to be a sweatshirt kind of night, my friend, no doubt.
I regret for myself that
You didn't bring one. Ooh,
no.
that's going to be tough. 2-2. Osterhaus on the curveball. Over the head of the second baseman, Cooney. Drops into right field. Osterhaus up to first. Lopez score. Ball gets away in the infield. Osterhaus cuts back and goes back.
At bat where Osterhaus can easily just bow out. A couple of pitches that he was not ready for, and it looked like he was just out of sorts, off balance, whatever you want to call it. But a couple of foul balls to get him right a little bit that got the pitch he likes. It's all around this game, we've seen some really good plate appearances through 2 innings so far for the Doors.
Runners at first and third, nobody gone. Top second. Falmouth and Bourne tied at 1. Pitch, check swing by Zuckerman, called strike. Runner from first takes off. Osterhaus is in there safely. His 12th stolen base of the summer. Pitch was a strike to the righty Ryan Zuckerman, and 2 ducks in the pond for Falmouth.
That was another good throw from Kelly. He's had 3 of them now. Just pop time a little too slow. Man, a Falmouth lineup that's got speed from top to bottom.
0-1 to Zuckerman. The slider outside. Has been an instant impact player off the bench for these Commodores. In 10 games so far, .333 average, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. Has been that great addition midway through the summer. 1-1, it's a fastball that's lofted out of play.
Yeah, that fastball just doesn't quite have the zip on it that we usually see from Wysong. Early in the counts, Commodores hitters are being able to foul it off and then having an easier time settle in on it. A couple of these base hits have been on that fastball.
1-2 count to Zuckerman. Pitch is just outside with a fastball. Kelly takes a peek down to third, no throw. Harrison, a couple steps off the bag. Commodores hitting just .218 this summer with runners in scoring position. That is the worst on Cape Cod. Good chance for Zuckerman to try to change that here. 2-2. Bouncer in the dirt, blocked by Kelly. Turns over the glove on the forehand. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Harrison at third, Osterhaus at second. Still nobody gone in this frame. In a 1-1 ball game in the top of the second. Wysong set of the belt, winds and fires. Swing and a miss. A big strikeout for Wysong for out number 1 against Zuckerman.
Runners at third base with less than 2 outs situation.
Position for the Commodores. 9-hitter in the lineup in Caden Brumbaugh. He hits from the right side. Pitch. Fastball way above the zone. Kelly has to jump out of his set to even make the play. 5th hitter for Falmouth to hit in this inning.
I think that's a pretty big ask for Brumbaugh, too. A big situation, still less than 2 outs. That's one of your newer guys.
1-0. Fastball outside into the other batter's box. Corners in for the Braves. Middle infield back in their usual spots. 2-0. Change up way out in front. Brumbaugh fell out of his swing just a little bit. His second game on Cape Cod, played on Tuesday, went 2 for 2. 2 stolen bases as well. After a great redshirt junior season at Nebraska. Pitch, ball in the dirt, gets away, but it ricochets off the brick wall, comes back home, and Harrison has to scamper back to third.
Man, that's just the difference in this game. A couple of wild pitches, one being a fastball that's thrown so fast it hits off the backstop and had enough time to come back to keep the runner put at third base. Falmouth's wild pitch was on a breaking ball that did not have that same luck.
The heads up too by Harrison down there at third as well to see that ball ricochet back to Kelly. It's a 3-1 count to Brumbaugh with runners at second and third. Pitch. Here's another fastball taken outside for ball 4. And the Commodores have them loaded up.
So they're good at bat for Brumbaugh. It's his second walk already in 4 plate appearances.
Scott Landers, the manager, out there for Bourne. He emerges from the third base dugout. Quick word with Nate Wysong. Infield will join him as well.
I think it's no longer Joshua Reed who's warming up. It was a lefty Reed for a while in that bullpen. There's a righty going now. Can't quite get that number all the way beyond the left field fence.
Meeting on the mound with Scott Landers. A 1-1 ball game in the top of the second. Bases loaded.
I think that's Jack Brown getting some throws in.
Landers exits from the mound with Nate Wysong, who is about to meet the 6th batter of this inning in the lefty Antonio Morales. A great chance for the Commodores to jump in front. Middle infield ready to turn to for Bourne. Antonio Morales digs in. First pitch from Wysong is a fastball just below the knees for ball 1. Harrison at third, Osterhaus at second, Brumbaugh at first. Wysong stands at the first base side of the bump. Is 1-0. Another fastball gets past Kelly all the way to the backstop. Harrison scores with ease on the wild pitch. Took a short little hop just in front of Kelly, snuck by him, and the Commodores have taken a 2-1 lead in the top of the second.
Baseball giveth, baseball taketh away, and it's just a couple of wild pitches now for Bourne. Oh, a fastball that time comes back with a changeup that will let Harrison score.
Big spot for Antonio Morales. Runners at second and third. Still just 1 gone in the top of the second. He's only got 6 RBIs on this summer. Pitch. Pops it up out of play behind home plate. And how about this too, Ben? All 6 of those RBIs have come with a runner in scoring position as well. He's got 2 of them here.
He doesn't have a ton of extra base hits on the season, so that's not a surprising number. He's been a very contact, up the middle approach, keep the ball on the ground guy.
Had that triple on Tuesday into the right center gap, which did score a run from second base. 2-1 is a fastball off the end of the bat, out of play down the third base line.
The flip side of that is he usually has been good in these situations. Runner on third with less than 2 outs, just putting the ball somewhere to get the run in.
Morales takes a deep breath. Resets the batting gloves, taps home plate a couple of times, ready to dig back in with that left foot all the way back in the lefty's batter's box. Wysong a deep breath as well. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss out of the glove of Kelly though for a foul ball. And Morales with a smile on his face knowing he gets a second life.
Yeah, smile on his face, not quite the same smile on Gavin Kelly.
It is swing. Osterhaus standing at third, Brumbaugh at second. 1 out in the top of the second, a 2-2 count to Morales. Commodores lead 2-1. Pitch. Check swing for Morales, didn't go, as that baseball was a little bit high anyways.
It feels like every plate appearance in this inning is run full, and that's a big part of why you're only going to see 2 innings from Wysong. I can't imagine, even if he gets these last 2 outs, that he goes beyond this second.
He is already up to 42 pitches in this one. The payoff pitch. Morales chops one to second base. This will score the run. Cooney Corrals fires it over, but that does the trick for Antonio Morales as the RBI ground out makes it 3-1 Falmouth in the top of the second.
I mean, that's just what Antonio Morales does. We talked about the trade-off of no extra base hits. He's not someone, the worst thing he could have in that situation, there wasn't any runner on first. It was just second on third with less than 2 outs, is a strikeout. And Morales did a nice job just getting a deep enough ground ball to second.
2 gone, runner on third for the righty Carl Schmidt. Pitch takes a curveball in the outer third. So all 3 runs for the 0-1. It's a fastball swing and a miss by Schmidt. 94 from Wysong.
It's his hardest thrown fastball this inning. It's a weird spot for it to come in, too.
On pitch number 46 from him. He's number 47 on the 0-2. Breaking ball just outside. Schmidt reaching on an E6 back in the first inning after a late throw in the hole by Riker Wade. Wysong set of the belt. 1-2. Schmidt fouls it back to the screen. How about these long at-bats from the Commodores, Ben, to really frustrate Wysong on the mound?
Yeah, they're very long at-bats, and they're ones that are really taking him out of this game.
Only 2 hits for the Commodores. 1-2 pitch is a breaking ball. Schmidt watches to short, but a diving catch by Wade as he reaches to his left before it got in the hole, and that is a big out number 3 on a terrific effort at short by Riker Wade, but some damage done in the second for the Commodores. 3 runs, doing so on 2 hits, no errors with 1 left on base. Falmouth 3, Bourne 1. We go to the bottom of the second right here on Cape League TV.
On behalf of the Cape Cod Baseball League, we would like to thank the following league partners for their continued support: Cape Space, Cape Cod 5, Cisco Brewers, Cape Cod Healthcare, Hampton Inn, Franklin Sports, Highline Cruises, Jersey Mike's, and of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
Hi, I'm Jim Murray, owner of Falmouth's historic Clam Shack, now Jim's Clam Shack. Located on scenic Falmouth Harbor, Jim's Clam Shack is a destination for the best seafood and sunsets on the Cape. We're open 7 days a week, so stop by for lunch or join us for dinner on the rooftop deck. Bring the entire family to try our wide selection of food and kid-friendly option. We deliver the freshest products to your plates daily. Jim's Clam Shack, proud supporter of the Falmouth Commodores.
Are you looking for that perfect pregame meal? Supreme Pizza has you covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to salads and subs. And with its online ordering system, delicious food is just 1 click away.
It's an honor to support the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Supreme Pizza is open every day of the week. Order online or stop by their store located at 147 T-Ticket Highway and try a slice today. 147 T-Ticket Highway and try a slice today.
Home half of the second here at Doran Park, where the Falmouth Commodores leading Bourne 3-1. On the third member of the crew, Ryan Martin. You just saw Riker Wade make that fantastic catch, but you know about the special tradition he has with his host family. The Smiths here in Bourne have an annual tradition with host players where if their player hits a home run, they get a tomahawk steak for dinner. Riker Wade will now try to turn that defense into offense, Andrew.
Yeah, that's really cool. Every home run, you get a tomahawk steak. That's a really cool deal. First pitch swinging for Drew Wires, and he laces it into left center field to get things going in the bottom of the second. And after Bourne got roughed up a little bit in the top half, Drew Wires, their best hitter right now, linking things up with a single.
I want to hit a home run.
You like a tomahawk steak?
I would love a tomahawk.
Those things are massive. You ever had one before?
Will they believe me if I just told them I hit a home run?
No, they're a host family. They come to every game. Okay, they would know if you've hit the home run, and you clearly have not. You can try to trick them all you want.
I've called some home runs this year. Does that count?
It does not. Urina's throw to first, second base. So after Bourne had some trouble with a couple of miscues in the top of the inning, Urina fires it away. Cal Sefcik from the right side. Still awaiting that first pitch. Here it is. It's a fastball for a called strike. Sefcik, one of the newer additions to Bourne this summer, just in game number 7. Has been a great from Cincinnati. A 7 for 21. 0-1. Breaking ball. Sent back to the screen. Nothing in 2.
Yeah, Sefcik, a big part of that Cincinnati team a season ago. Middle of a lineup. Bearcats team that had a lot of success late in the year.
Spent his freshman season at Indiana. He is an Illinois guy, though. 0-2, up and in. Ducks out of the way.
He was one of the most highly rated recruits in Indiana baseball history.
Dad played in Major League Baseball for 7 seasons. Most of that coming with the Philadelphia Phillies. Pitch is low. 2-2 count to Sefcik. He's in right field today. Myers over at second. 3-1 Commodores lead, bottom 2. Nobody out. Pitch. Fastball, Sefcik, a high chopper on the ground of the shortstop. Lopez fields on the back end, fires across the scoop, can't be made by Schmidt. Gets under his glove, wires up to third base. He'll stay put there, and Sefcik up to second. So a couple of troubles defensively in this inning for the Commodores, and there's runners at second and third.
Oh man, it's Adrian Lopez especially too. Already his second error in this game. Sometimes those struggles at the plate can kind of translate to struggles in the field too. It works both ways. But another one where I think Lopez just waited a little too much before making that throw over to first.
Infield comes in for the Commodores. Runners at second and third for the righty Jason Torres. Pitch. Slider. Tails away, but it's a swing and a miss from Torres. His third game on Cape Cod came a little bit earlier in this week from Florida. Just 1 for 7 with an RBI last night in the loss to Harwich in that 12-2 beating. He was the everyday third baseman for the Crimson Tide this past spring. 0-1, another slider, this one away. No bite from Sefcik. From Torres, excuse me. Sefcik stands at second.
It's now 5 combined errors in this last 2 games for Falmouth's defense.
1-1, fastball low.
I mean, pitching is going to have its ups and downs. When it's been struggling like that, and then now it's starting to, you see a little bit of improvement from the staff. Starting to get back to that early season form, and the defense doesn't help you out like that. That's tough.
Now the corners are just in for Falmouth. Middle infield is backed up 2-1. Breaking ball, Harrison just keeps it in front of him, sticks out the glove. 3 balls, 1 strike to Torres. 11 homers in the spring, 37 RBIs. Reached base in the first 19 games for Alabama to start the season. Got a hitter's count at 3-1. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Jolts out of the glove of Harrison, but that doesn't matter. That is strike number 2. Arena takes off the mitt, gives himself a second to regroup for a big 3-2 pitch coming up. Short lead off a third for Wires, second for Sefcik. Torres at home plate. 3-2. Called strike 3. Just what the doctor ordered for Urena for out number 1 in his second strikeout as Torres makes his way back to the dugout.
Well, the best way to not let your defense make is that strikeout right there, not put a ball in play. That one's right down the middle. That one Torres had much argument with.
He did not. 9-hitter in the Bourne lineup is Ryan Cooney from the right side. First pitch. Breaking ball off the end of the bat, foul. Opponent average against the Commodores with runners in scoring position 286. That is not a great number whatsoever.
Yeah, I think that's the overall, if there was one stat in comparison to stat number, 286 for opponents, 216 for them.
0-1 on the ground to Lopez. He fields it, fires across, over the head of Schmidt. safe at first, run scores, and a third error in this one by Adrian Lopez. Jared Saltalamacchia coming out from the first base dugout. I believe the umpire, first base umpire Ryan Damari, says that ball got out of play.
That's what he's trying to say right now.
Shortstop number 3, Riker Wade.
It hit a bucket, sounds like, down the first base line. That must have been in play. This is where the ground rules come into effect. And it's interesting. He pointed to get the runner Cooney from first to second. He didn't really look at the runner at third base in Cal Sefcik, though.
Now the umpire is having a meeting down the first base line. And that is one of the trickier ones, Ben. So Cooney hit a ball to shortstop. And they're going to allow that second run to come in as the ball got out of play. And it is a tied ball game as Cooney stays at second and Sefcik comes in to score. We are tied at 3 in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, this is just one of those games for Adrian Lopez. Sometimes these come, he's not somebody who's played a whole lot of shortstop in his baseball career, was primarily a first baseman at USC this past season. You see position changes all the time here on the Cape and summer leagues in general. First base to shortstop is not a very common one that you see.
Back to the top of the lineup for Riker Waite. Squares to bunt on the first one, pulls it back.
That being said, coming into this game, I don't think anyone's had a huge problem with Lopez at short defensively this year.
3 defensive errors for the Commodores. 2 of them against Lopez. 1 of them counts to Urena. On the ground on the first base side. It is through for a base hit into right field. Cooney on his horse, scoring from second. He is safe on the throw home. Bourne regains the lead 4-3 in the bottom of the third thanks to the RBI single by Riker Waite.
We felt like it was going to be one of these games, high-scoring ones between 2 of the best offenses in the league, and that's sort of what we're getting right now.
Number 7, Gavin
obviously for different reasons, but you still sense the frustration for Urena.
Todd Carroll, the pitching coach, out for a mound visit with Urena, as it really all started with the defensive mistakes to begin this frame, and they've really just snowballed into 3 runs coming across. Wires in to score Sefcik as well as Cooney. There is still just 1 out with Gavin Kelly coming to the plate. Mound visit is over for Todd Carroll. But things have spiraled out of control quickly after the Commodores put up a 3 spot in the top of the second.
Yeah, they certainly have. Now nobody in scoring position, though, sort of a reset, if you will. Still a runner on first base, but
Here's Gavin Kelly, swinging a miss at the first pitch, way out in front of the breaking ball. Just a combined 5 hits in this one, but 7 runs scored, 4 errors. I believe to you by the end of the night, that scoreboard is going to be very 0-1. Another breaking ball from Urena, drops in for a strike. Kelly grounding out to second base his first time around. Urena comes set of the belt. Is 0-2. Is a fast right side diving stop by Osterhaus in and out of his glove. Everybody's going to be safe. His momentum was taking him to second base because he thought Waite was going to potentially steal. He has to rush back to the other side, can't make the play. That is an infield single.
man, when it rains, it pours for Urena. A couple of errors in the inning on your defense. That one, not an error. I mean, Osterhaus, nothing he could have done about. But heading to second base because Waite was going to steal. A situation where if Waite didn't try to take that base, Osterhaus would have been right there and most likely would have made that play, potentially even a double play.
First pitch inside to Cade Lewis. Bats from the left side. That was pitch number 40 from Urena. He has thrown a whole lot in this frame already.
But I'll tell you what, this is where Bulldogs are made. I mean, all these pitchers who get into these higher levels have been in these situations and have had to climb themselves out of these situations where there's not much you could do.
Steps off, throws over to second. No immediate danger from Riker Wade over there. A 1-out count to Kay Lewis. Runners at first and second, one gone, bottom two. Braves 4, Commodores 3. Both teams have put up a 3 spot in the second frame. 1-0. Fastball called strike. On the inner third of the zone.
The funny thing, too, is Urana's done a nice job attacking the zone. And, he's got hit a couple times because of it. 4 hits now for Bourne, but for the most part, his goal has been to keep the ball, just put the ball in play, trust your defense. It hasn't worked.
Pitch. Breaking ball, set on the ground. Controlled by Schmidt, throws over to second for one back time. So the fielder's choice from Schmidt to Lopez, from first to second, as Waite advances up to third base, and there's 2 outs.
I like that play from Ken Schmidt. That was not an easy hop to field past first base, but still had the presence of mind to get it over to second, and on a nice throw.
Two outs now for Braden Holcomb. Runners at the corners. Bourne looking to add to this lead. Pitch. Sent up the middle. Going to be a tough play for Lopez in the hole. He knocks it down. No, it gets past him, and it's into the outfield, and a run comes in to score. Riker Wade scores from third. It's a 5-3 Braves lead.
This is a 4-run second inning, Andrew. The ball has reached the outfield just twice in this frame. Just a couple infield singles now. Bourne is not killing the ball. Bourne is not by any means, crushing the ball around the yard. It's just infield's eating the Falmouth defense up a little bit. That one, nothing Lopez could do, such a slow grounder.
Ninth man hit in the order. John Legrande goes after the first one, fouls it into the parking lot third base side. Cade Lewis stands at second, Braden Holcomb at first. Braves 5, Commodores 3, 2 gone. Another run comes in for the Commodores with 2 outs. 0-1. Chop, foul, first base side. And this is an inning where you just want to get out of and really just hit the reset button.
And one where, you've scored 3 runs in 2 innings so far, too. It's not like this game's by any means over. But they got to find some consistency on the mound. We don't have a good look at the Falmouth bullpen, but I can only imagine it's active right now.
0-2 to Legrande. Rolls over, foul. He's out in left field today. He bats from the left side, usually that traditional center fielder.
Again, Braden Holcomb will look at center today.
Legrande, a .385 hitter with 2 outs this season. All 16 of his RBIs also with a runner in scoring position. 0-2, fastball outside. He gets an all-star game nod in the Cape Cod lead after an all-Big East first-team selection this past year with St. John's. From the 1-2, breaking ball, lofted into left center field. Brumbo to his left, calls off New, and he makes the play for out number 3. But all 9 hitters in the Bourne lineup come to bat in this frame, as Bourne puts up 4 runs in the second inning to take a 5-3 lead over the Commodores into the top of the third here from Dorn Park.
On behalf of the Cape Cod Baseball League, we would like to thank the following league partners for their continued support: Veolia North America, Wilson Sporting Goods, Yawkey Foundation, Netting Pros, Falmouth Publishing Company, Butler Sporting Goods, Sports Picks, Margaritaville Resort Cape Cod, Sunderland Printing, Del Mar Vacation Rentals, and of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
Authentic Cape Cod dining is right down the road at Jim's Clam Shack. Open seasonally for over 50 years, Jim's Clam Shack features oceanfront views with all of the lobster, shrimp, burgers, and clams you could ask for. Stop by Jim's Clam Shack, located at 227 Quinton Avenue right here in Falmouth, to hit your next meal out of the park. That's Jim's Clam Shack at 227 Quinton Avenue, Falmouth.
I'm Joe Sabbath, right-handed pitcher from the University of Rhode Island, into the Commodores baseball on Cape League TV.
Well, if you like offense and maybe not so a whole lot of defense, you have come to the right spot on this Thursday night from Doran Park. Bravos in front of the Commodores 5-3 as we go to the top of the third inning. 7 hits combined, 8 runs, 4 errors. Been a whole lot of miscues in the field as the righty Nate Wysong starts his third inning on the job for the Bourne Braves, with Mike Anu to lead things off from the right side for Falmouth. Wind continues to be a big factor in this ball game, blowing out to left center field. First pitch from Wysong. New tries to drop down a bunt, can't do so. Fouled on the third base line.
Yeah, we're expecting it to be a factor, but nobody's really hit a ball that hard today, which is so funny to say 2 innings into this game as we've gotten 8 combined runs. But, I was expecting a whole lot of home runs. Maybe not at this point. But
there's not been a lot of balls in the air to start. Everything has been kept in the infield, and these fielders have had a tough time tonight. Second time up for Mike Anu. He walked back in the first. 0-1 from Wysong. Breaking ball, just slow. New, a rising senior, heading to Arkansas in the fall. 2 seasons at New Orleans, 1 at Marshall. Put his name in the MLB draft, did not get it called last week. 1-1 is a fastball roped right back up the middle into center for a base hit. That one was smoked off the bat by Mike Anu at 95 miles per hour. It's a leadoff single for the Commodores.
Mike Anu starting to do Mike Anu things once again. He's reached base twice. It's been the all or nothing games for why his numbers have been so great. He's had some rough games like he had last night with 3 strikeouts, or on Tuesday night with the 3 strikeouts. But man, when he's on, he's on. He gets on base any way he can.
Really feels like a no-hit performance or a 3-hit performance.
Always.
There's no in between.
Yeah. That 3-hit performance probably has a double, a home run, and 4 batted in too.
Sounds about right. New, great speed over at first base. Had a stolen base in that first frame for his 12th of the summer. That puts him in a top 5 on Cape Cod. Wysong takes a look at him over at first, comes set. Delivers home the 0-1. Schmidt late on it, pokes it foul out of play third base side. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. How about the tear that Kent Schmidt has been on, Ben? He's got multi-hit efforts in 3 of his last 4 games. That RBI total up to 16. Awaits the 0-2. Long looking from Wysong. Checks back at first. Dive needed from New.
Yeah, it's just been that stereotypical cleanup guy. He's second on this team in RBIs behind, one of the best hitters in the Cape this year. And he just comes up big in big situations, too. That was the story early on. Now he's coming up big in any situation.
Absolutely. His 0-2 on the ground of the shortstop. Diving stop by Waite, goes to second for 1. The turn not in time, but what an unbelievable effort from Riker Waite to dive to his right, knock it down, make the play to second. He has been a human highlight reel in this one.
Here is where the baseball gets frustrating for Falmouth. That would have been the second hardest hit ball in the bottom of the second for Bourne. That came back at 97 miles an hour.
My.
Bourne scored 4 runs in that inning. Falmouth just gets a fielder's choice out of it. That's the way baseball goes. Nobody on this team in this league is new to that at all.
A great Superman effort from Waite for out number 1. Still just a runner on first with 1 out. Another righty in the lineup in Adrian Lopez. First pitch. Swings and misses at the changeup. It has been a ball game to forget for him. 3 errors in this one.
Even with the double, that's saying a
yeah.
lot too.
Had that double in the second inning, but defensively has just not been his night. Wysong throws over to first. New back in safely, I should say. Schmidt back in safely. Those two have traded places. He'd like the speed from New a little bit more than Schmidt over at first.
I'd say so.
Wysong takes a peek at the glove. 0-1. Fastball spoiled back to the screen. No balls, 2 strikes to Adrian Lopez. That double had to feel good for him in the second inning after 10 strikeouts in his last 3 games. 0-2. Breaking ball, good take below the knees.
And it's interesting, discipline hasn't really been the issue for him. Pitchers have been throwing him strikes, he just hasn't been able to be on time. When you're not on fastball timing, you can't really do anything at this level. I think that's been the biggest issue for him.
What does he get here? Not before another check over at Schmidt. Wysong throws a fastball about 75% of the time, so if you're Lopez, you're most likely sitting on that and waiting for it. He's up to 23 strikeouts this summer. A whole lot in the last week. 1-2, goes to the fastball again, sends it back to the screen. Reaching out at the last moment to get it off the end of the bat. Sun's starting to set a little bit. Plenty of shade down the first base side for the Commodores where their dugout is. Yes. Home plate almost entirely covered up, but plenty of players in the sun towards the outfield. The 1-2, fastball swing and a miss by Lopez for out number 2. Strikeout number 3 for Nate Wysong.
That was that fastball, like you said, you had to be waiting on it. When Wysong puts it so high in the zone, though, that one I thought needed maybe out of the zone. Sometimes you're expecting it lower, you can still be behind.
2 gone, top third. 5-3 Braves advantage. Runner on first. Bear Harrison, the batter from the right side. Throw over. Schmidt safely. Second plate appearance for Bear Harrison. Hit by pitch on the first pitch he saw in the second inning on the left hand. First offering. Check swing. Went around, said home plate umpire in Brian Demencio. Harrison finally getting back to that pop we were waiting for. He went 35 days without a home run in a 3-for-4 effort with a homer on Monday. 0-1 fastball. Did this hit him again? Yes, it did. Catches him on the elbow this time, and Harrison has seen 2 pitches in this one. Sorry, 3 pitches, 2 hit by pitches.
Yeah, that one didn't even move his arm. It came in with a high fastball, but it just barely got a piece of him. There was some conversation between him and Demencio behind the plate about whether it hit him or not.
Those catchers, they already get hit enough. I don't think they liked so much at the home plate area as well.
Well, they can take it more than other players can.
That's also true. That durability's a little bit tougher. First pitch of Justin Osterhaus fouls it off the pole, comes right back into play. Schmidt at second, Harrison at first. 2 outs, top 3. Commodores trailing 5-3 to the Bourne Braves. Meeting at number 4 between these two teams. Commodores taking the first 2, and Bourne taking the last one. 0-1 pitch from Wysong is a fastball outside from the righty. Maybe we were a little surprised too, Ben, to see him stay out for this ball game. Was already at 45 pitches after that second inning.
Yeah.
It remains out there. There is a righty warming up in the Bourne bullpen. 1-1 pitch home. Osterhaus fouls it back to Kelly as he squeezes it for strike 2.
I wanted a quick third inning. Even if you can get out of the scoreless, it's still Again, this Falmouth team has worked a lot of long at-bats and made this another pretty long inning.
Osterhaus a deep breath. Bends the knees, upright stance from the left side. 1-2 pitch. Fastball, a high chopper to second base. Cooney on a couple hops, fires it over in time for out number 3. So the Commodores make a little bit of noise on the base pass, but can't push anything through after getting the first 2 men to reach. It is no runs on just 1 hit. No errors, 2 left on base as the Bourne Braves lead 5-3 over the Commodores as we go to the home half of the 3rd here from Doran Park.
Introducing Open Cape, the local nonprofit internet service provider in this region. Open Cape's fast and reliable network is 100% fiber optic, providing affordable internet connectivity. To learn more, visit opencape.org and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are Open Cape.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner. 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
I'm Jackson Manesco, left-handed pitcher from Bryant, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
Back into Doran Park here from Bourne, Massachusetts, where the home team Bravos have the 5-3 lead over the Commodores. Back alongside Ben Haller. I'm Andrew Del Piano with Jackson Vanesco getting the baseball for the Commodores. First arm out of the bullpen for Falmouth. Seventh appearance of the summer from Vanesco, a 5.73 ERA in 11 innings pitched. 7 walks, 7 strikeouts, as he is the man to keep this deficit at 2. To meet him is the righty Drew Wires. Pitch popped up behind home plate. Harrison takes off the mask, calls everybody off. No, it's Zuckerman who comes over just in front of the track and makes the play for the first out. Can't get any easier for that for Jackson Vanesco, as he wins the battle with his former Bryant teammate Drew Wires.
This is a new Jackson Vanesco too. No mustache, shaved it all off. He doesn't look the same anymore.
Oh, I didn't even notice. That's his defining characteristic. And now that is gone. Maybe something to change up just a little bit. About that 5.73 ERA. It's working so far on one pitch. Why not? Cal Sefik goes after the first one, punches it over the left fielder. Brombaugh drops in for a hit. So already some early action from Jackson Vanesco on the first pitch single from Cal Sefik.
Yeah, Sefik hits balls hard. I mean, he's someone that struck out. That was the #1 issue in his first season in Indiana, and why didn't get to see the field a ton. But when he was on, I mean, it was like unlike anything I've ever seen before. And another line drive base hit in a perfect spot.
One gone with a runner on first. First pitch to Jason Torres is high. Bourne 5, Falmouth 3, bottom 3. (1-0). Torres launches one into left center field. Brombaugh watches it up, but it's just foul. Hooks just in front of the left field foul line. And Vanesco catches a break with this one.
Yeah, tougher angle there for DiDimencio with the runner on first base. Rapido's over at second base. But I think DiDimencio got that call right. Like you said, it curved before the pull.
Is 1-1. Fastball up and away from the lefty. 2 balls, 1 strike. Fastball, changeup, cutter, slider for Vanesco. Fastball about half the time. Torres struck out looking in the second. 1 of 2 from Jeremy Urena. 2-1. Slider above the letters. Just 1 earned run for Jeremy Urena. 5 hits allowed. A walk, 2 strikeouts. Adrian Lopez with the 3 errors in this one, so a lot of those runs unearned. 2-1. Taken outside for ball 3, or oh, that's ball 4. Scoreboard had it as 2-1. Torres knew.
Yeah, that is 2-1 too. That was
Now batting from Oregon, second baseman number 11, Ryan Cooney.
So maybe Torres gets away with a 3-1 walk, but World Way never know. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Bottom of the 3rd. Ryan Cooney out of the 9 spot. Reach on an E6 in the 2nd. Pitch. Slider inside. Bourne scoring 4 runs in the bottom of the 2nd. (1-0). Fastball, laced just foul, third base side. Cooney really turned on that baseball. Hitting just 182 this summer with 16 strikeouts. When you think of Oregon's star-studded lineup, you don't really think of a guy like Cooney.
No.
1-1. Change up, called strike on the inner 3rd.
When you think of their defense, you do. A couple spectacular plays. He found himself in the Sports Center top 10 earlier this year.
He is described as the glue guy for that Oregon team. He's a Portland, Oregon native as well. His mom ran track with the Ducks. 1-2, popped up, out of play. Stepsick at second, Torres at first. A 1-2 count to Cooney. Vanesco steps back up to the bump. Puts the glove up to the right ear to hear the pitch. Here it is. Poked off the end of the bat, foul out of play, first base side. It's been both teams that have had long at-bats. The reason why Urena went 48 pitches, Wysong 66. Vanesco's up 14 pitches on his 4th batter. Another 1-2. Skied, first base side, tailing towards foul territory. Morales, as it comes back into play, makes the catch in fair territory for out number 2. A tumbling effort as somehow that baseball came back into play.
Yeah, tumbling effort because that one was read wrong by all 3 guys in that area, and Morales finally saw it at the last second. Just fell on his head trying to make that play. But he made it. That's all that matters.
It does for that second out. Back to the top of the lineup for the 3rd time with Riker Waite, who has been phenomenal defensively tonight, with 2 tremendous stabs over at short. Vanesco throws back to second base. Waite, one of the youngest members here on Cape Cod. He turned 19 in late August. First pitch from Vanesco. Inside. He's got 2 tomahawk steaks this season, in case you were wondering. That Smith family's been a host family for a long time, that long-standing tradition. 1-0. Runner takes off from second. Harrison doesn't get the throw down. It is a stolen base for Cal Sefcik.
Getting around to third base with 2 outs, I don't think that's something that Bear Harrison really is too worried about.
He knows Riker Wade at home plate is the most important. No effort from Torres to advance over at first. So runners at the corners. 2-0. And a balk called by first base umpire Ryan DeMar. Todd Carroll, the pitching coach, stands up out of the dugout as a run comes in to score from third. And Torres up to second on the balk. They're saying Vanesco never came to a complete stop. And Bourne extends the lead.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's one of those ones that those are called most of the time.
Pitch, just foul. Scott Landers has to do a how you do down the third base line as the third base coach to avoid it.
But Salty and Carroll really aren't happy about it, and that will stare down from DiDimencio to the first base dugout.
Some words exchange between Saltalamacchia and Dimencio. 2-1. Breaking ball popped up out of play. There has been a lot of early action in this one, just over an hour and 15 minutes into this one. 9 runs, 9 combined hits, 2-2 pitch, breaking ball outside.
You don't typically see Saltalamacchia animated really ever, and he's not too animated right now, but this is some of the more upset that he's been this season. He's still got a couple of words about the balk.
Payoff pitch. Wait, fouls at third base side. Scott Landers tried to jump up and make that play this time.
And 2 different moods from the 2
Yeah,
different
avoided the
headbanders
first one. Try to reach out, get that second one. I think that first one. Short lead off a second for Sefcik. Pitch. It's a breaking ball off the end of that. Flared into right field. Long run for Morales comes in, jumps up, and makes the play for out number 3. But another run comes in for the Braves off a block by Jackson Vanesco. Makes it a 6-3 Bourne lead as we roll on into the top of the 4th from Doran Park here on Cape League TV.
Hi, President of the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is here for the benefit of the whole community. Whether you're a local business or a visitor, Falmouth has endless offerings, from its beautiful beaches and historical sites to its local shopping and eateries. The Chamber bridges the 8 villages, providing visitors with all the tools to make their trip one to remember. Our visitor center is located in downtown Falmouth, just off of Main Street. Come by and meet our team. The Falmouth Chamber of Commerce, your community connection.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
I'm Bear Harrison, catcher from Texas A&M College, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
Through 1/3 of this ball game, it's the Braves in front of the Commodores 6-3 here from Doran Park on a beautiful night for baseball. 75 degrees and sunny. Sun's starting to set just a little bit. Back alongside Ben Haller, I'm Andrew Del Piana. The righty Nate Weissong out there for 4th inning on the job. 8-9-1 scheduled to hit, starting with the righty Ryan Zuckerman. Pitch. Fastball take all the way from Zuck. It's in there for a called strike.
Boy, Andrew, I was a little surprised to see him back out there in the 3rd inning.
Absolutely.
I'm very surprised to see him out there in the 4th inning right now. Not even because some of the struggles, but the pitch count all the way up at 65.
0-1, just below the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. That was pitch number 68 for the rising sophomore from Wake Forest, who His longest outing this season was 4 scoreless innings against Chatham in late June. 1-1, another fastball way outside. Zuckerman, a strikeout victim back in the second, one of 3 in this ball game for Wysong, who just turned 20 years old last week. It's 2-1. Another fastball. Zuckerman ropes it down the right field line. Long his horse around second. He's digging for third. There's going to be no throw there, and it's a leadoff 3-bagger for Ryan Zuckerman.
Yeah, I don't know what to say other than Ryan Zuckerman just keeps hitting, and I'll also add that we just have not seen a whole lot of defense in
There
this
has
baseball
not
game.
been a lot, my friend. That ball just sneaking under Sefcik.
Cal Stefcik came into college as a catcher. That's what the position he was in high school. Worked his way up. Struggled to find a position both at Indiana and then this past season at Cincinnati was primarily their designated hitter.
First pitch to Caden Brumbaugh from the right side, a called strike. They're going to rule that a triple for Zuckerman. You don't agree so much with that one, it seems.
No, I'm happy to see the Falmouth guy get the numbers. It helps Zuckerman's numbers a little bit.
Absolutely. 0-1 to Brumbaugh is a changeup that's poked out towards right field, just foul. Quickly 0-2 to one of the newest Commodores who came in on Tuesday morning, injected right in the starting lineup. Was very impressive. A 2-for-2 effort. Had a couple of nice defensive plays out and left as well. That's where he's playing today. Taking his talents to Oklahoma, his 3rd school in 4 years. 0-2. Fastball, check swing. Did he go around? No, he didn't, as that pitch was just a little bit high. Home plate now completely covered in shade. The mound out in the sun as well as the right side here at Doran Park.
This is where it gets the little tough view for the hitters.
Absolutely.
They're in the shadow, the pitcher is not.
1-2 above the letters once again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Zuckerman on third after the leadoff triple. 6-3 Bourne in the top of the 4th. Wind blowing out towards left field on what's going to get a chilly night here in Doran Park. Can feel it. 2-2 in front of him. Another great night here at Doran Park as well. Fans scattered throughout the third and first base side. No seats here at Doran Park.
Bring your own. BYOS.
It's a new one. We're going to start using that one. You like that? 3-2. Called strike 3 on the inner third of Brumbaugh. And that's a nice out number 1 for Nate Wysong.
Now that is leg 4 is right field. Your number 2,
it feels like it's just gotten better as this game's gone on. At least the location on his fastball and the command of his fastball has. And again, the velocity's still up after 75 pitches.
And that was 92 from the righty on that last pitch. Back to the top of the lineup for Antonio Morales. Pitch is a slider just outside.
I remember most of those fastballs in the first inning were at 91.
Even got up to 94 at one point as well on pitch 45 or so. A whole lot of strikeouts for the Commodores with runners in scoring position. 1-0. Morales chopper foul down the first base line. Gave you that number earlier, Ben. That is up to 95 strikeouts with runners in scoring position. 215 average-wise. Morales, though, he already has an RBI in this one. That came in the second. The 1-1. Breaking ball, Morales skies it into center field. Is it going to be deep enough? Holcomb, medium depth, makes the catch. Zuckerman thought about tagging, going to stay put at third as a nice throw in from Holcomb. And Morales can't get it done for out number 2.
That's just a really good job of him out by Wysong. It feels like he's just been walking a tightrope for this whole game. His 4 innings so far, still only giving up runs in just the 1 frame. And he's done it in different ways. He's not away from getting out of it after a leadoff triple.
Trying to put a 0 on the board. Here's the righty Carl Schmidt to try to drive in Zuckerman. First offering, grounded to third, over the head of Wires. It takes a weird hop. Run comes in to score. Schmidt charges up to second base, and what a funky play that was as it ricochets off the infield grass. Wires was waiting down for it, jumps over his head, and the Commodores make it a 6-4 ball game in the top of the fourth.
Carl Schmidt's going to take that. That was, I don't know if I've seen a hop that big just from the lip of the grass. There's no chance for Wires to make that play.
Goes down as an RBI double for Carl Schmidt in one of the weirder hops I've ever seen. Commodores will take it, though. Schmidt at second. They're going to call it a double. Mike Ganu from the right side with 2 outs. Pitch. Breaking ball just missing the outer third. And after back-to-back outs by the RBI triple, I should say by the leadoff triple by Zuckerman, Ben, Bourne thought they were going to get out of it unscathed, and they almost did. Wysong takes a peek at second, 1-0. Is roped into left field through the 6-5 hole by New. Schmidt around third. Relay throw home is going to be cut off, and Mike Ganu has made this a 1-run ball game thanks to the RBI single. It is 6-5 Bourne, the top of the fourth, with Mike Ganu's 21st RBI of the summer.
We've had a lot of soft base hits, maybe some lucky base hits in this game. Balls that didn't leave the infield. That was not one for Mike Ganu. Another one hit hard on the ground, but still hit hard through the left side. It was just enough to score the runner. I thought it was going to be interesting, but Schmidt's got a lot of speed.
Guys, 2 and 3 doing the job for the Commodores. Here's hitter number 6 in the frame for Falmouth. The lefty, Kent Schmidt, check back on first. New back in with a dive.
It was last time New was on base. Actually, the first time New was on base, there were 3 throwovers before the first pitch home, and on the second pitch home, he stole second base.
He's not someone who likes to wait around for pitchers. He does the attacking. Here's the first pitch to Schmidt, outside with a fastball. Kent Schmidt is 0 for 2 with a fielder's choice in the third. Off that tremendous effort by Riker Waite, where he dove to his right, threw on to second. Wysong has allowed 2 runs here in this frame. Throws over to first, just a little bit low, but Lewis corrals, going down to a knee. Wysong stands on the first base side of the bump. Pitch number 84 about to be on the way. Here it is. New takes off. It's a ball outside. Throw down to second is in time, but New avoided it. Went to the far side of second base, got the right foot in for stolen base number 13 on Cape Cod. He is just a magician out there.
It is Micah's new world. Micah's New's world. That's how he plays baseball. Any decision that he wants to make, I mean.
Love it. 2-0 to Kent Schmidt at home plate. Pitch. Way up and out with a fastball. 3 balls, no strikes. New now at second in scoring position. A 6-5 Bourne lead in the top of the fourth. A combined 12 hits in this one, 4 errors. You're like offense. You're in the right spot tonight, I'd say. 3-0 home. Way up and in. Schmidt has to duck out of the way. It's a 4-pitch walk. And he will trot down to first. Here comes Scott Landers emerging from the Bourne dugout. It looks like this is the end of the night for Nate Wysong. He finally makes that motion down the left field line into the bullpen, and that will do it for the Bourne starter. There'll be runners at first and second with 2 gone in the top of the fourth. Commodores only trail by 1 now, 6-5. We'll tell you about who the new Bourne arm is after a short break here on Cape League TV. Stay with us. Just like that, we've got ourselves a ball game again here at Doran Park with the Braves leading 6-5. Runners at first and second, 2 out for the new Bourne arm, the righty Jack Brown, the rising sophomore from Louisville. From Indiana, 4th appearance on Cape Cod. Came in early July, Ben. How about this? He drove from Noblesville, Indiana to Cape Cod without a GPS. I don't even know how that is possible.
It's funny that we're talking about this right now because our parents are probably listening, or anybody's parents saying that's how they used to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, how did he do it? Did he have an atlas? Did he print out the paper on what's the website you can print out directions?
Not the Google Maps, or?
Yeah, I don't. MapQuest.
MapQuest, yes. That is still a huge fan favorite with my grandparents. Either way, he is here on Cape Cod, and he really got roughed up his last time around. Only picked up 1 out and surrendered 6 earned runs on 3 hits. He inherits runners at first and second for the righty Adrian Lopez, who has the tying run 180 feet away after the Commodores trailed by 3 to start this frame. He stands closest to the first base side of the mound. In his first pitch, New takes off from second. Lopez launches it into left field. LeGrande going back over his head, and he falls into the bullpen. Does he have the baseball, though? We're still waiting. Yes, he does. Unbelievable from John LeGrande. His momentum takes him over the left field fence. He has the baseball to rob Adrian Lopez of extra bases. Oh my goodness. Well, we've seen a lot of great defensive plays in this one, but none better than John LeGrande taking himself out of the ballpark for out number 3.
That's unbelievable. Out of the frustrating day for Adrian Lopez.
Well, that is a sour note for the Commodores to end on in this inning. But they still get 2 more in this top of the 4th to make it a 1-run ball game. Maybe get some more defensive star-studded plays on the other side when we get back in the bottom of the 4th.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Introducing Open Cape, the local nonprofit internet service provider in this region. Open Cape's fast and reliable network is 100% fiber optic, providing affordable internet connectivity. To learn more, visit opencape.org and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are Open Cape.
I'm Carl Schmidt, utility player, University of California, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
Well, there is a red storm brewing out in left field because John LeGrande just made an unbelievable catch out there to rob Adrian Lopez and the Commodores a lead. Bourne still in front 6-5 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Alongside my partner Ben Haller, I'm Andrew Del Piano. 2, 3, 4 scheduled to hit for the Braves in this frame, starting with the righty Gavin Kelly. New arm on the mound for the Commodores, it's Everett Garver, the rising sophomore from Bucknell. He was phenomenal his first time around on Thursday in the victory over Orleans. Followed that effort by Jeremy Urena that time out where he went 3 scoreless innings. And now he looks to keep this a 1-run deficit for the Commodores as he faces off against Kelly. First pitch, jams him on the hands and slaps it foul out of play down the first base line. Garber is a New York City native. Struck out 20 batters in his freshman season with the Bison. 0-1. Breaking ball line at Lopez, gets it on the backhand. Fires across the diamond in time for out number 1. A nice effort defensively by Lopez after he was just robbed for a base hit.
Now batting from Wake Forest, first baseman number 23, Cade Lewis.
So after Grande robs Lopez, Lopez lobs Kelly. We call that the transitive property, when one thing is better than the other. Here is the lefty Cade Lewis with the leadoff man retired. He's 0 for 2. Pitch goes after the first one, laces it on a one-hopper by Osterhaus, makes the play, spins, and fires for out number 2. Oh, the defense, it's been ugly to start this one, but this inning, it's been much, much prettier. Lopez and Osterhaus exchanging nice plays in the middle infield. They'll give each other a tip of the cap. Lopez recreating that throw made by Osterhaus, and there's 2 outs. Braden Holcomb steps in for his 3rd plate appearance. 2 for 2 RBI single in the 2nd. First offering is a slider, gets all the way to the backstop, ricochets right back to Bear Harrison. And is one of the pros and cons of having that brick wall backstop, where if it's a breaking ball, slow tapper, gets all the way back there, it takes a little bit of time, but that fastball comes right back to you at home plate. Garber, he pitches from the stretch even with nobody on. His 1-0 is a slider outside. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 gone, nobody out. I should say nobody on, bottom 4. Commodores 5, Braves 6. Holcomb readjusts the belt before the 2-0. Here it is. It's a fastball inside for a called strike. Holcomb nods the head in agreement. Garber comes set once more, kicks and deals. Fouled back to Harrison. He caught that one off his fingers. Stretches him out just a little bit. Gives the thumbs up to the trainer for the Commodore, Matty Keff, and even Braden Holcomb at home plate, making sure he is all right as well.
You gotta keep your hand away as a catcher. That's why you gotta tuck that somewhere. Throwing hand.
2-2 count with 2 outs. Holcomb steps back in. A long look in before the pitch. Here it is. Fastball swing and a miss. Garber comes out of the bullpen, goes 1-2-3. Some nice defense. Then does it by himself via the strikeout. Commodores still trail by 1 as we go to the 5th from Doran Park. 6-5 Braves. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Falmouth Country Club. We have a unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardages with GPS, use our interactive scorecard, track your stats, and receive exclusive in-app offers. Falmouth Country Club is a true Cape Cod classic and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
I'm Mike Anu, outfielder from Marshall University, and you're listening to Commodore Baseball on Cape League TV.
Top 5 coming at you from Doran Park here in Bourne with the Braves 6-5 lead over the Commodores. Meeting number 4 between these two teams. Commodores taking 2 of the first 3. Alongside Ben Haller, I'm Andrew Del Piano. Bear Harrison to lead things off for the Commodores against the righty Jack Brown, out there for his second inning of relief.
Texas A&M, catcher number 27, Bear Harrison.
Harrison, it's been an interesting night for him. Has yet to record an at-bat. He's been hit by a pitch twice. Even got a foul ball off his knuckles just a moment ago. And Gavin Kelly, the catcher, wanted to have a quick conversation with Brown, but Scott Landers says, no, you're not going to do that. Get back there.
I think it was a pitch comm issue, and they're telling him to go the old-fashioned way.
Let's go back to those signs, my friend. Let's do it. First pitch from Brown is a fastball up and in. Commodores have rallied back in this one. Trailed 6-3 at one point as we went to the fourth. Then put up a 2-spot by some RBI extra base hits from Carl Schmidt and Mike Anu. 1-0 slider outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Harrison lofts it into center field. Holcomb back a couple of steps now, charges in, puts the tan glove up and hauls it in for the first down.
Yeah, you're at a point in the game now where obviously neither starter had the start that they wanted, and you're just kind of hoping for that second pitcher to settle in nicely. So far, it's been a really good start, and that fact, for Falmouth, it gets to the third pitcher in Garber. Vanesco pitched before him, but
Sun starts to set a little bit more. Lights just flickered on here at Doran Park as we get past 7:45. Here is the lefty Justin Osterhaus. Pitch popped up at play. Osterhaus is 1 for 2. RBI single in the second, followed by a ground out. 0-1. Breaking ball, high chopper, back to the mound by Brown. Flips it over and is in time. He had to rush that one as it was very softly hit off a home plate. 2 up, 2 gone for the Commodores.
Yeah, those end up being some of the most common errors in the book, are those tough choppers to that pitcher where they have to, like you said, rush to throw over to first base and throwing to home so much that first feels foreign, but Brown, not a problem for him.
Last chance in the fifth for the Commodores. It's the righty Ryan Zuckerman. Pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Good looking one from Brown. He only got a couple appearances this past season for Louisville. Was the number 5 rated overall player in the state of Indiana coming out of high school. 0-1. Another breaking ball gets by Kelly all the way to the backstop. Big fan of the Colts, the Pacers. Just made that nice run to the NBA Finals this past year. I consider you kind of a Pacers fan. I don't know where to put you.
Well, yeah, I just never grew up a big NBA guy. They
That's
are my
true.
NBA team,
Yep.
but
1-1. Curveball way out in front, swing and a miss.
I definitely watched every game in the last couple rounds of the playoffs.
That's good. Think Cincinnati will get a team anytime soon?
No.
No? Okay.
I think they're much closer in hockey than basketball,
That'd
and
be pretty cool.
I still don't think they're close in hockey either. So.
Would you still watch hockey more than basketball then? 1-2, swing and a miss by Zuckerman.
Quick answer, maybe.
All right, we'll sort things out after we get back from the break. You will have the call the rest of the way.
Yes.
Enjoy that, my friend, with the Braves in front from Doran Park.
Hi, I'm Jim Murray, owner of Falmouth's historic Clam Shack, now Jim's Clam Shack. Located on scenic Falmouth Harbor, Jim's Clam Shack is a destination for the best seafood and sunsets on the Cape. We're open 7 days a week, so stop by for lunch or join us for dinner on the rooftop deck. Bring the and try our wide selection of seafood and kid-friendly option. We deliver the freshest products to your plates daily. Jim's Clam Shack, proud supporter of the Falmouth Commodores.
Hi, I'm Michael Kasparian, president of the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is here for the benefit of the whole community. Whether you're a local business or a visitor, Falmouth has endless offerings, from its beautiful beaches and historical sites to its local shopping and eateries. The Chamber bridges the 8 villages, providing visitors with all the tools to make their trip one to remember. Our visitor center is located in downtown Falmouth, just off of Main Street. Come by and meet our team. The Falmouth Chamber of Commerce, your community connection.
Hi, I'm Coleman Mizell, outfielder from Alabama, and you're watching Commodores baseball.
I'm Jacob Schultz, pitcher from Vanderbilt University, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
Bourne Braves still in the driver's seat of this ball game halfway through, but the Falmouth Commodores trying to bounce back. Got a couple of pitchers on the mound on each side, starting to settle in a bit. It was a very quick bottom of the fourth inning for Everett Garber last time out. And he will face a little further down to the lineup, 5-6-7, John LeGrande to lead things off. 6-5 is Bourne's lead. Garber would like to make this the first frame, top and bottom, to not see a run. First pitch he offers, it's a fastball a bit off the plate to LeGrande. He starts off with a 1-ball, no strike count. LeGrande, maybe the play of the game, defensively, offensively, whatever you want to call it, robbed an extra base hit a couple innings ago, where he ended up over the left field fence. Check swing, called strike, he went around, it's 1-1.
Can't tell if he was trying to tease us too by, coming out from over the fence maybe a little bit sooner. Again, the guy made a tremendous play either way, but maybe grabbing the baseball at the last second too.
Fastball goes all the way to the backstop. Nobody on base, no harm, no foul for Garber. Well, you put one of the best center fielders in the game in left field. I think he's going to have the ability to make a really nice play. Covers a lot of ground. JUCO guy started at Wabash Valley Community College. Head of this count, 2-1 to lead off the bottom of the fifth. Change up, fouled back, even at 2. 0 for 2 today. Couple of flyouts into left where he's playing. Grande, big part of that St. John's team last season, ended the year with an OPS of exactly 800. Pitch on the 2-2, change up left out, and we have now run full on LeGrande. 28 starts in his first season with St. John's after coming from Wabash Valley. All of that playing time came towards the end of the year. Fastball off the end of the bat into shallow left, dropping in for a base hit. LeGrande cruising into first and stopping there. It's thrown back in by New. So another leadoff base hit for the Bourne Braves. It is, interestingly enough, now just the third time in 5 innings they put the leadoff man on base.
And that's where he's most comfortable too, is in the leadoff spot, traditionally at the 1 spot of this Bourne lineup. But gets back to that 5th spot tonight, and still no problems there either.
Something to look forward to. LeGrande has a ton of speed over at first base. So runner on first with nobody out. Drew Wires as Bourne tries to tack on, and immediately that's why you'll see that throw over from Garber. Oh no, and I think that hit LeGrande, and LeGrande's slow to get up, kind of holding his head area a little bit. I didn't see exactly where that hit him. He's trying to shake that off. It had a couple gestures. I think it was kind of that back of the neck.
Yeah.
Obviously not thrown as hard as a pitch, but still hard enough to really make that hurt. Rubbing that back of the neck before he stands back on first base. Scott Landers gets it out to the pitcher's mound, and LeGrande says, go back to the dugout.
Those Bronx guys are tough, all right?
They are. St. John's Red Storm, those guys are tough too.
Yes. I think the Queens is tougher than the Bronx, though. That's just my opinion.
I grew up about 10 states away from New York, so
That's
I don't
also
have an opinion. First pitch comes home to Wires, and he fouls it down the third base line, just left of third base. Get all the way to that Bourne bullpen out in left field. Garber just the 1 inning for him so far. A couple of ground outs and a strikeout back in the 4th. First time he'll have to work out of the stretch as LeGrande's the first base runner on the Bucknell Bison. 0-1 count. Runner takes off, pitches high, throw to second, not in time. Bit offline as well. It's another stolen base for LaGrande. This is his first of the day, and now he's in scoring position with nobody out for the Braves.
Didn't seem to bother him getting hit in the back of the head. Takes off the next pitch.
I think it hit in the leg.
It's also true.
Maybe it won't prevent you from running at the time, but might hurt a little more after. It is a 1-1 count after that pitch was high. And he'll deliver home the 1-1, and the bat goes flying with the ball behind home plate. It's a foul ball, and Wires will kind of make that walk of shame to get his baseball bat back before getting back into the batter's box.
What a season it was this past year for Drew Ryers, the America East Player of the Year. He's going to be making his fourth stop in 4 years. Stetson, Manhattan, Bryant, and now Mississippi State.
There's some ups and downs in there for sure. Mack in the right-handed batter's box. It'll see the 1-2 pitch, let it go high. Little check swing, no appeal needed though. Back even at 2-2.
You meant geography-wise with those ups and downs, right? Because Stetson down to
course.
Florida, then you come back up to Manhattan, then you go a little bit further up to Bryant, and then you come back down to Mississippi State.
Just one roller coaster where
Yeah,
it's kind of just a high up and a low down. 2-2 home, low, full. So Garber has not walked a batter yet. It's just the single for LaGrande, the only base runner on him. Wires been spectacular in the first about 20 at-bats of his Cape League season. Been here for a little over a week, but a 1225 OPS in his first few games. That includes 2 bombs. And the payoff pitch is chopped foul. Right past third base coach Scott Landers, and a bounce back fair.
Now Wires has made a very impressive first impression, if you will, where a couple days ago in that game against Whitey, Bourne was trailing 3-0 going in the late stages, hits a home run to make it a 1-run game, then ties it in the 9th with his second home run, 4 RBIs for him in that one. And a well-earned tie by the Braves, who trailed for most of that ball game.
Garber, side of the belt, looks to second, now offers the payoff, swing and a miss. Back goes flying again. He almost took out his teammate on deck, Cal Sefcik. I believe that's strike 3, unless he got a piece, and they will send it back to the dugout without a bat. Doesn't happen a whole lot on strikeouts, but a big first out for Everett Garber in his second strikeout of this matchup. Now Cal Sefcik with 1 out and a runner on second base. Digs in to the right-handed batter's box.
Oh, the pine tar on those hands. Be careful.
Tough look at second. Now comes home. Change up low and outside for ball 1 to the Cincinnati Bearcat, Cal Sefcik. Hit mostly 5th, dead in the middle of the Cincinnati lineup. All 3 games of the regional they played down in Knoxville. After playing sparingly his freshman season in Bloomington and Indiana. Fouls back, fastball to run it even 1-1. I'm assuming someone made a nice catch. I don't know. Our backs are turned to the ball behind us.
The fan, it ricocheted off the top of the house, and then you wait for it to come down. You lose all that momentum, so.
You're taking away the credit for the
I mean, you know, it's coming down at 10, 15 miles per hour. Must have played a lot of wall ball growing up. That's where you get that talent from. Got to know your angles.
Still the 1-1 count for Sefcik. Back in the right-handed batter's box. He's reached twice today, but he's 1 for 2. It was a single and then an error at short back in the second inning. LaGrande dancing around at second. No one's there to cover until Osterhaus comes in late. No problem for LaGrande. That reaching on an error was part of a couple in the inning for Adrian Lopez.
And Lopez just kind of gave a funny gesture to LaGrande where he's like, stop messing around over there and just go to third.
Couple of looks, and he'll come home with the 1-1, change up right down Broadway, and Sefcik let that go. Little displeased with the call. Maybe his decision to swing, but turn into a 1-2 count. Bourne sitting by themselves in second place of this West Division. Sefcik takes the 1-2, hits it high into right center. Both Morales and New coming over on a line. It's Morales. LaGrande stays put at second as a quick fire back in. There are 2 gone now in the bottom of the 5th.
Great read off the bat by Morales. Him and New were meeting almost into exactly right center field at that last moment. And both really just getting a good jump.
Now it's Jason Torres, the last hope to get the runner in from second base. Very speedy John LeGrande, so you got to think any base hit into the outfield will do it. Torres has not put a ball in play yet. 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. LeGrande takes off for third base. There is a throw. Good one. On? No. LeGrande got around it. John LeGrande with a full head of steam into third base, and he will get himself just 90 feet away now. That's about as good of a throw you're going to get from Harrison, but that's so tough.
And that ball was there in time, but Zuckerman, not sure if he just didn't get it down in time, where LeGrande kind of slid closer to the left field side of the bag. Either way, he is so speedy.
Torres now 1 for 8 on the season, with a couple of walks and an RBI. Fastball right at the knees. He's down to an 0-2 hole. The Alabama Crimson Tide. See a lot of those on Cape this summer. Feels like they're one of the teams that has the most.
Kind of feels like a late arrival for him, too, where he was a guy that got every single start for Alabama.
0-2, swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, good night after a leadoff single and a couple of stolen bags. Next 3 retired by Everett Garber. 2 really clean innings for Garber so far as we head to the 6th. Still 6-5 Braves. Doors on the radio on Cape League TV.
To dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else. Dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
I'm Adrian Lopez, an infielder from University of Southern California, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
Still a 6-5 Bravos lead, entering the top of the 6th inning here from Doran Park. Welcome back. Thanks so much for spending your evening with us. I'm the third member of the crew tonight, Ryan Martin, where we go over to Lowell Park in the village of Cotuit. Let's take a quick look at the out-of-town scores. How about an 11-0 win at home for Cotuit over Hyannis? That's big for those two teams and Falmouth. When you look at the West Division standings, it's now Cotuit who's hopped Hyannis to get to third in the West Division. Hyannis now tied with Falmouth right now with a West Division low, 27 points. So, Ben, this is a big one. If Falmouth can come back from this one-run hole, try to get all the way up to second place in the West Division, just behind Wareham. They got to beat this Bourne Braves team to do so, though, tonight.
So for the time being, Bourne has a friend tied for second with them after Cotuit Cavaliers pick up a couple of points. Back-to-back wins and back-to-back games for them, one including against this Falmouth Commodores team. But the first pitch Caden Brumbaugh sees in this top of the 6th inning is a fastball that hits him on the arm. So leadoff man on for the Commodores as the Bourne Braves lead 6-5 in the top of the 6th. That was the 9-hitter too, so we go back to the top of the lineup with Antonio Morales. Leadoff runner has been on 3 times in the first 5 innings for Falmouth. Make that 4 now. Antonio Morales, first pitch, change up at the knees, but inside for ball 1. It is still Jack Brown, the Louisville Cardinal, on the mound for Bourne. Brumbaugh runs well at first base. Change up. Morales spoiled it down the third base line this time. Up and out of play. Standings starting to heat up. It feels like there's just no separation from anybody right now in the West Division. Really in the East Division too. I mean, coming into today, there was a 3-way tie for first with Y.D. Harwich and Brewster, who Falmouth will see tomorrow night. Brown looks back in for the 1-ball, 1-strike count and delivers home. Morales hard down the third base line again, tailing out of play. This one hit a little harder, but still just a couple of pitches that Morales just laid on. Other scores happening around 2. Obviously, Hyannis Cotuit, 2 of the other teams in the divisional matchup. The Wareham Gatemen currently Stop me if you've heard this before. They're winning a baseball game. They're up 8-1 on the Orleans Firebirds. They're trying to make it 10 of their last 11 change up outside. There were as many as 6 games under 500.
Harwich, too, also giving a beating to Chatham right now. 8-1 Mariners bottom 4. YD and Brewster finishing up earlier. That game started at 4 o'clock today.
Yeah. No lights.
Yeah.
Start earlier as the summer rolls on. It's a 2-2 count before a throw over from Brown to his first Lewis. And Brumbaugh wasn't far off the first base bag.
Feels like a good start time for games. I'm a guy that's 4, 5 o'clock.
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
This game is gonna run pretty
yeah,
long.
I'd say so.
11 runs so far. It's just the beginning of the 6th inning as Morales skies one shallow right center. Both Sefcik, Holcomb charging in, and it's Braden Holcomb who lets it drop in front of him. And Brumbaugh's into second base. There was a late throw. He was waiting to hold up on first. That's going to be about as bloop as a base hit as you can get from Antonio Morales, but he's going to take it.
Holcomb, too, got a good read off the bat, but it was just hit so softly by Morales, and maybe so where the point where Holcomb thought he was going to be back on a little bit, but he had to sprint in and even lost his hat in the process.
Now we get to the 2-hitter, Carl Schmidt with 2 on. Game-tying run at second base. Go ahead and run on base as well. Righty-on-righty matchup for Carl Schmidt. Brown raises his leg, but will throw to second base instead to Ryan Cooney, who's not very close to him. And no problem for Brumbaugh. So Brumbaugh moves up to second. It was a very close play at second base. He thought it was going to be a caught, so he had a late sprint to second. The throw back in from Holcomb. Change up, called strike 3 down the middle of the zone for strike 1 to Schmidt. And Andrew, you start to wonder, is that a play maybe if John LeGrande's playing center field that he makes?
Maybe a little bit. Now, he is I'd say, much speedier guy than Holcomb.
Already seen him make a nice play today. The delivery home on the 0-1. This one hit into deeper center field, and Holcomb has no problem with it. Fires it back to third base to keep the runners put. First out of the top of the 6th inning, thanks to a fly out to center from Carl Schmidt.
And as this game has gone along, Ben, Commodores are putting much better wood on the baseball than they did in the first half of this game. I mean, still 3 runs on a couple of hits is nothing to slouch at, but the contact and the quality of these at-bats have been much more impressive.
Not as much to show for in the last couple of innings, though. Defensive miscues have kind of dwindled down for this Bourne team. On our stay at first and second, the dangerous Mike Anu, as we talked about, has reached 3 times today. A couple of singles, including an RBI. He's got a couple of stolen bases with a walk in his first plate appearance. Looks at second, comes home. New's going to square around a bunt. It's a hard bunt right at the first baseman, Lewis, who will just tag Anu out and get both runners up. I think that's a situation, if you're Mike Anu, he was trying to bunt for a base hit there, but that does not pay off for him. If he was trying to get the runners over, though, it was successful.
Yeah.
Brumbaugh now at third base. Antonio Morales at second.
He's done that a couple times this summer where, the power numbers are what jump off the screen at you when you watch these games. But, when you play the small ball game and it catches you by surprise because these out infielders usually play back. But that one just a little bit too hard right at Lewis at first.
They're at second and third now. And Ken Schmidt's second on this team in RBIs behind Mike Adu. He steps into the left-handed batter's box. Takes the first pitch just at the knees for strike 1 on a beautiful changeup. And a good frame job, too, from Kelly. Schmidt 0 for 2 today with a pop-up, bounce into a fielder's choice. Most recently, though, reached on a walk back in the 4th inning. Change up this time way low. It bounces in front of home plate, and Schmidt offered a little to say he didn't go. 2, even this count up at 1 ball, 1 strike. That fielder's choice back in the 3rd inning was on a spectacular diving play by Riker Waite at short. Falmouth today just 3 for 12 in scoring position. That when it doesn't feel like there's been a bigger opportunity than right now. 1-1 count. Schmidt high into the air. Both outfielders coming up in right center. Cal Sefcik will have it for out number 3. Make that 3 for 13 with runners in scoring position. Falmouth strands a couple more. Brumbaugh and Morales reach with nobody out. 3 straight retired for Jack Brown. 5.5 through. Bourne Braves still in control on Cape League TV.
Hi, I'm Jim Murray, owner of Falmouth's historic Clam Shack, now Jim's Clam Shack. Located on scenic Falmouth Harbor, Jim's Clam Shack is a destination for the best seafood and sunsets on the Cape. We're open 7 days a week, so stop by for lunch or join us for dinner on the rooftop deck. Bring the entire family to try our wide selection of seafood and kid-friendly option. We deliver the freshest products to your plates daily. Jim's Clam Shack, proud supporter of the Falmouth Commodores.
Are you looking for that perfect pregame meal? Supreme Pizza has you covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to salads and subs. And with its online ordering system, delicious food is just one click away.
It's an honor to support the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Supreme Pizza is open every day of the week. Order online or stop by their store located at One Ticket Highway and try a slice today.
I'm David McCann, a catcher from Virginia Tech, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
Everett Garber's back out to the mound for his third inning of work as we've reached the bottom of the sixth inning from Doran Park. Falmouth Commodores trail 6-5 to the Bourne Braves. Meeting number 4 between these two squads. The penultimate matchup that will come here at Doran. The fifth and final will also be right back here in Bourne, and it's 9-1-2 in the sixth for the Braves. Ryan Cooney, the second baseman, to lead things off. Garber comes home. Cooney squares around a bunt, pulls it back for ball one now. Just the one batter has reached base on Garber in his 2 innings of work. It was a John LeGrande single. Ended up getting stranded there thanks to a couple of strikeouts. He's got 3 of them now. 1-0 pitch. Under the knees for ball 2. Cooney squared around to bunt both of those. I think just trying to throw Garber off a bit. And he's done so successfully. Garber, someone who works quick and always from the stretch. Around a bunt, pulled it back, ball 3 again. 1 pitch away from a 4-pitch walk. Cooney 0 for 2, reached out of there in the second inning, and a shallow pop to right. Just an inning later in the third. 3-0 pitch, change up right down the middle for strike 1. Get me over pitch from Garber. The Bucknell Bison didn't have quite the season he wanted this past year at Bucknell. With the ERA-wise, got thrown into the fire as a freshman though. 3-1, fouled back into the net, and Garber has worked 3-0 to full.
And I have been impressed for him in these first couple of games of the way he has come in and kind of made his name known just a little bit after. Again, the numbers weren't phenomenal this past season at Bucknell, where opponents hit over 315 against him.
Yeah. Payoff pitch. That one grounded hard, but right at Justin Osterhaus. Picks it up on a couple of hops, makes the dart throw over for out number 1. Well, he has trusted his defense, something that Jeremy Urena tried to do early in this game, just didn't get the help from his defense. 3 errors, all 3 on Adrian Lopez. He also had some bad bounces here and there, some infield singles, just a lot that has gone wrong for Falmouth in the first few innings. And that ends up being only 1 earned out of the 4 total runs that Urena gave up. 1 gone, nobody on base in the bottom of the 6th. But we reach the top of the lineup for the lefty Riker Waite. Slider just above the chest for ball 1. Smaller zone on Riker Waite's got one of the smaller frames on this team, but he's reached twice, a walk and an RBI single back in the 2nd, and a fly out to right back in the 3rd. Oh, fastball ran in at the feet, and it hit his feet. That one way low side. Then it's going to pay for Everett Garber as Waite tried to hop out of the way, but didn't hop too much because it ended up hitting him on the foot. And for the 2nd straight inning, Bourne's got a base runner on Garber. And Waite's on for the 3rd time today. Braves trying to add to their 6-5 lead. Waite's got a lot of speed at first base now. Let's see some stolen bases as the 2-hitter Gavin Kelly makes his way to the right-handed batter's box. First pitch, swing and a miss on a changeup that was going to be low, but it is strike 1 of the 220 hitting catcher. Got a spectacular season this past year at West Virginia. Part of that Big 12 all-freshman team like you talked about earlier. Hit in big moments as the runner takes off. He'll have to go back to first. This one's punched out of play down the right field line. And now an 0-2 hole for Kelly. Really hit again in big moments. His first career home run came against a very good Oklahoma State team. I think my favorite stat, we read it every time we see the Braves and Gavin Kelly comes to the plate. He was second on the West Virginia team in stolen bases as a catcher. He had 16 of them a season ago.
You don't see that a whole lot.
No. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. So how about this? That is strikeout number 4
Now batting from Wake Forest.
for Everett Garber. Andrew, that's the third of the 4 that have been on 3 pitches.
He just attacks early in zones. That's the big thing that has surprised me, because that was really not the case this past year at Bucknell.
It was not.
Getting behind in counts, you'd get to these 2-0, 3-1 counts, and guys would tee off on you, but Everett Garber has done an unbelievable job here on Cape Cod.
So runner still at first base in Riker Waite, but now 2 gone in the inning. And Cade Lewis to the plate. Throw over to first.
Thing too is he's just not afraid of facing this better competition as well. You see some guys from maybe some group of 5 schools that, you know, kind of shrivel down when they get to these bigger stages, but that has not been the case.
First pitch finally does come in after the throw over. It's a slider off the plate to the rising junior from Sartell, Minnesota. Cade Lewis making a longer trip each and every stop along the way. Started state of the Midwest with Butler and just balled out for the Bulldogs, the freshman of the Big East freshman of the year in 2024. Slider called, strike on the outer part, 1 ball, 1 strike. Led the Big East in batting average as a freshman at .377. Third in the conference in both runs batted in and slugging, 78 RBIs.
Oh man!
And a very good slugging percentage, 720. Change up outside, 2-1 now. As Everett Garber trying to find the zone again. Talked about it. The one time he's gone down to the count was that 5-pitch walk, or actually, it ended up being a ground out. And Riker Waite's going to get picked off at first base. Run down to second. Now it's in the hands of Adrian Lopez, who finally sprints and tags out Riker Waite, trying to make his way back to first base. So a pickle gets Riker Waite, and that will end the bottom of the 6th inning. We got a third to play. Bourne Braves 6-5. That's 2 straight scoreless frames. Haven't seen a ton of those. Doors on the radio on Cape League TV.
Hi, I'm Michael Kasparian, president of the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is here for the benefit of the whole community. Whether you're a local business or a visitor, Falmouth has endless offerings, from its beautiful beaches and historical sites to its local shopping and eateries. The Chamber bridges the 8 villages, providing visitors with all the tools to make their trip one to remember. Our visitor center is located in downtown Falmouth, just off of Main Street. Come by and meet our team. The Falmouth Chamber of Commerce, your community connection.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Falmouth Country Club. We have a unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardages with GPS, use our interactive scorecard, track your stats, and receive exclusive in-app offers. Falmouth Country Club is a true Cape Cod classic and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
I'm Trevor Baumler, right-handed pitcher from TCU, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
Commodores down to the last 9 outs of this ball game. They just need 1 run to tie things up. And they have scored 5 on the day at 6-5 deficit. All 5 of those have come in the first 4 innings of action. 3 in the second, 2 in the 4th inning. It's going to be 5, 6, 7 for Falmouth, with Adrian Lopez leading the charge. Lopez has had the frustrating day in different ways.
Number 18, Adrian Lopez.
Definitely, frustrated himself defensively with the 3 errors. And the last time he was at the plate was a spectacular play in left field by Superman. I mean, John LeGrande out of St. John's. First pitch is above the letters from Jack Brown, who's now out for his third inning of action. Did have a leadoff double in the second inning. He's made pretty hard contact twice now with a strikeout sandwiched into a 1-for-3 day and a changeup at these for strike one. So even at 1 and 1. It's Lopez, Harrison, and then Osterhaus to start things off. Riker Wade gotten a rundown. It's his second rundown of the game. That one just ended the bottom of the sixth, and this one's punched foul to the first base line on the ground. He had one back in the first inning where the man that played Adrian Lopez had his first error, was picked up, or was supposed to be picked up between second and third. Adrian Lopez throw it a third, hit Wade.
Trying to test his luck just one more time. Just one more time. But do one more.
Probably won't be trying that again. Lopez down to this count, 1-2 to Brown. Takes a step back, now fires home the 1-2, check swing. Appeal says he went. Second strikeout of the game for Adrian Lopez. That's been his bugaboo as of late. That's the first out of this top of the seventh. Bear Harrison coming to the plate.
Now batted
Lopez got a couple of those today. Only one in the most recent game against Cotuit, but that's after 3 on Monday and then 5 just before the break of the game against Hyannis on Friday. Bear Harrison with 1 out and nobody on base. Jack Brown taking his time on the mound to get the pitch count. Now we set at his chest, and it'll work out of the stretch for the first pitch. Almost hit the hands of Harrison. Its way inside for ball 1. It's been a very different last couple of innings. Much thanks to Jack Brown on Bourne's side. And Everett Garber on Falmouth's side settling in. Slow curveball just off the plate. So 1 in, 1 out, 2-0 for Bear. Has hit as of late, and you start to wonder the trend of his rising offense starts to come where Mark Quattroni, David McCann no longer on this team. More starts for Harrison. Slider right down the middle of the plate. It's 2-1.
I think that was just kind of, I don't know, so natural at one point. For Bear Harrison was a guy who started almost every single day for Texas A&M and was just kind of used to that routine.
Change up now. Hits it high, fouled on the third base line. Got all of it and sends it to a house, but just a bit early on it. Evens the count back up at 2-2.
So I think once you see those A, more consistent at bats, and B, more games played, and even playing in a collegiate summer ball league where you're playing almost every day, you get more into that routine of seeing better pitches and worrying about the mechanics more than anything else.
Harrison has started 5 of the last 7 games for Falmouth behind the plate. This one off the end of the bat into shallow left. LeGrande charging up. It'll drop it for hit. Bear Harrison has his first base hit of the day. That increases his hit streak to 4 now.
Now batted Alabama,
and
second
starts.
baseman number 7, Justin
Grande
Hooper.
tried to deke him in left. It's the 3rd time Harrison's been on first base. He was hit by a pitch twice to start things off. Scott Landers making his way to the mound. He did make a just a mound meeting before. This one is going to be a pitching change. So that's it for Jack Brown. 1 runner on in the 7th, and that's going to be it. Landers going to pull a new pitcher on the mound. We'll tell you more about him on the other end of the break. 6'5" Bourne at the top of the 7th on Cape League TV. to the bullpen for the Bourne Braves. They bring out their first lefty of the ballgame and the third pitcher overall. It's the West Division All-Star, Will Whalen, the Minnesota Golden Gopher, who's done nothing but shove in his baseball career. Will inherit a runner on first base with one out in the top of the seventh. He will face the bottom third of the lineup if they can get to the nine-hitter. House Ryan Zuckerman at least due up for the time being. For Whalen, who's got a pretty good mix this past season at Minnesota. He's got a fastball he threw 81% of the time. When I say pretty good mix, it's a consistent mix of almost just fastballs. Those at 91 miles an hour, a slider about 10%. Could throw a changeup and cutter, but you see that more rarely. So Osterhaus will step into left-handed batter's box. The move to the lefty comes with the lefty coming up. 6-5, Bourne lead with one down, top of the seventh. Marks out of the stretch right away. First pitch, swing and a miss. Blew a changeup below the knees to Osterhaus, who's 1 for 3 today. An RBI single back of the second inning to pick up his 10th RBI in the season. He's in double figures. And a ground out to second. Ground out back to the pitcher to complete 1 for 3 so far. Fires the 0-1. This one skied into medium depth left. Both Legrande and Holcomb going over, and it's John Legrande who hauls it in and fires back in to keep Harrison at first base.
Now batting in Pittsburgh, third baseman number 35, Ryan Zuckerman.
Now 2 gone in the top of the seventh with the big Ryan Zuckerman coming to the plate. Zuckerman's got himself a couple of extra base hits on the year. 2 home runs for him. He's got a double and a triple. But today it's just the single. Actually, they rolled it a triple in the 4th inning. After Kalsefsik had trouble with it in right field. 2 outs with the runner on first. First pitch comes home. Fastball backs him off the plate. It's inside. 4-1. Can play both first and third base. That's going to open his potential to get some real playing time at Georgia Tech this upcoming season. Of course, first base occupied by Kent Schmidt, as Zuckerman fouls it back. You also have the DH position. It's a Yellow Jacket offense that's going to be really tough, and an infield especially with Jaron Advincula also making his way to Atlanta.
Also think about Alex Hernandez, who was an unbelievable star this past year, and man, you just think about all the talent that is going to Georgia Tech right now. It's a lot.
Comes set with the 1-2. That one punched up the middle and through for a base hit. Sprinting around second base, Bear Harrison wants third. He'll get there without a throw. It's a 2-out single for Ryan Zuckerman, and they're on the corners. Another big situation coming up for Caden Brumbaugh.
I will continue to say this, but Ryan Zuckerman has been by far the most impressive midseason addition for this team, where you plug him in the lineup and he just hits the tear off the baseball, and that's what you bring him in to do. It's not really so much the power numbers that were great this year at Pittsburgh, but he does what a lot of guys kind of forget about in the sport, and that's get on base.
Game-tying run is just 90 feet away for Falmouth. It's 6-5, Bourne lead at the top of the seventh, but 2 outs in the inning. Caden Brumbaugh's got a runner at first and third. Lefty on righty matchup for the first pitch. A throw over to first base. Cade Lewis had to do some gymnastics to make sure that ball didn't get past him, but does so successfully. As obviously Zuckerman makes his way back to the first base back. He's got 2 hits on the day now. And now the righty Brumbaugh sees the first pitch and skies it initially right at the center fielder. Holcomb, who had to readjust, came up, now goes back, has to leap to make the play in a bad position. Falmouth almost able to take advantage of a defensive miscue. Braden Holcomb just adjusted in time, and it's another 2 left on base for Falmouth, 3 for 14 on the day with runners in scoring position. Time to stretch. Falmouth still need the 1 run to tie it at 6-5 Bourne on Cape League TV.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
Introducing Open Cape, the local nonprofit internet service provider in this region. Open Cape's fast and reliable network is 100% fiber optic, providing affordable internet connectivity. To learn more, visit opencape.org and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are Open Cape.
Cade Lewis to the bottom of the 7th inning. Bourne Braves leading 6-5. Is Commodores now down to the last 6 outs. Bourne offense has gone cold thanks to one man, Everett Garber, who makes his way back out to the mound for now his 4th inning of work. And the first pitch he fires home is a little bit outside to the lefty Cade Lewis. It'll be 3-4-5, the heart of the order for Bourne in the home half of the 7th. All the backstop fastball hit home plate, bounced and took a couple of rolls back. Garber making his 3rd appearance so far. He has yet to give up a run. It's a total of 7 innings coming into today. Now he's got 10 scoreless innings on the season after an ERA a season with an ERA of 9 back at Bucknell this past year. But the fastball high and the fastball that got away is now a 2-0 count on the Vanderbilt Commodore. Cade Lewis breaks his bat, pops it into shallow left, a sprint up for Brumbaugh, and he makes a leap to make the play. Some awkward reads in the outfield today. That one warranted with the broken bat fly out for Lewis.
And that was the most perfect broken bat I think I've ever seen. It was right down the middle.
Is that going to be a broken bat you want to keep if you're Cade Lewis?
Yeah, because it's just such a perfect split
and
from the end of the barrel ring. The start.
Act of science.
Yeah.
It's the cleanup man, Braden Holcomb, with 1 out, nobody on base. Called Lewis the Vanderbilt Commodore. No, he was, of course, the Wake Forest Demon Deacon. Now it's a Commodore. And Braden Holcomb, who fouls one down the first base line at the dugout. Holcomb's had 3 plate appearances today. A couple of singles and a strikeout back in the 4th. That includes an infield single in the 2nd inning. We talked about the 2 errors in that inning for Lopez. We also had 2 infield singles, 4 runs, and 2 balls that left the outfield. A couple of walks in there as well. 0-1 count, change up inside, almost hits the shin of Holcomb. Just 2:45 on this Cape League season as we wind down. He's got a ton of playing time, the rising junior from Orlando, Florida. A successful freshman season with Vanderbilt, where Tim Corbin called him the most successful freshman hitter on that team. And a liner right at Justin Osterhaus. He had to jump in the air to make the play. It hit off his glove, and it'll sneak into right field. Now that was going to be a spectacular play from Osterhaus if it was made. That'll be a single for Braden Holcomb. He's got himself a 3-hit day. 1 runner on, 1 out. That's the 3rd batter to reach on Garber in 3 1/3 so far.
That's frustrating too, because Osterhaus timed that jump very well. Just didn't see it completely through into the glove.
Now it's John LeGrande. First pitch, fastball off the plate for ball 1. LeGrande 1 for 3, single and a couple of flyouts to left. Stole a base back in the 5th inning as well. Stole a couple of them, 2nd and 3rd, but the steal of 3rd came with 2 outs, where it looked like it was a pretty good throw from Bear Harrison. Garber comes set. Now the 1-0, blew it by him, leaving it up at 1-1. Garber continues to just attack the zone so far. 3 1/3 plus for him, and he has just thrown 50 pitches now. That's after the start for Urena. He only was able to go 2 innings, but he threw 48 pitches in those 2 innings. in a 20-pitch inning for Jackson Vanesco. Just the one for him. Fastball up and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. Holcomb didn't have the same success as his freshman year. Still a good one. Stealing bases as a center fielder. Plays a lot of different spots in the outfield, so he can run. Now Legrande at the plate. Sees another one go low, and he's got the hitter's 3-1 count. Hit just below that 300 mark in Queens this past year at 298. Couldn't quite get there, but that OPS still very good at 800. 3-1 pitch. Side picked up by Justin Osterhaus. Throw goes to second in time. No throw to first base. Legrande has got that speed, so he'll beat out to first, but it is a 4-6 fielder's choice to record the second out of the spot in the 7th.
Still great play by Osterhaus, ranging to his left. Or the easier place to go to first base, but very quick turn, too, to get that lead runner.
Osterhaus, you can tell he's played a lot of different positions for Falmouth so far through 30 games, but has been more comfortable at second base than any other. Drew Wires with the runner on first and 2 outs. Legrande sliding back into first base. He has seen a lot of throwovers. I feel like that's got to be one of the more frustrating things about being that fast and stealing bases.
Leave me alone. Let me go run to second, please.
I'm sure MLB runners were very happy to hear that new rule change where it counts as a disengagement if a throwover. Not the rule in college. There's a second one before the first pitch now. 2 Wires. So Legrande doesn't have an issue with either. First pitch, runs in and hits Drew Wires. Second time he'll reach. That's the second time that Garber has hit a batter. Both of them have come on the first pitch of the at-bat. So with 2 outs, another man in scoring position for Bourne on first and second. He reached the bottom third of the lineup with Cal Sefcik coming to the plate as Todd Carroll wants to have a word with Everett Garber. I think there's a good chance no matter what, this could be the last batter that he faces, whether he gets the out or lets another runner on base.
And I saw the quick conversation he was having with Jared Saltalamaki. I really think this just comes down to a matchup thing with Sefcik, where you want to leave that setup guy in the 8th bin and potentially your closer into the 9th. Again, time winding down offensively. These last 3 innings have been kind of a rut for this Commodores team. Leave a lot of guys on base.
It's just Carroll, the catcher Harrison, and Garber, and it's going to be a shorter mound meeting as Ryan DiDimencio comes up to break it up. And Harrison will make his way back behind the plate. Sefcik still looking for his first RBI of this ball game. He's only got 2 on the summer and an OPS just below 700. But Legrande at second base, Wires at first. 6-5 Bourne lead in the bottom of the 7th with 2 gone. Everett Garber comes home. Fastball below the knees to Sefcik. Hitting .333 coming into this ball game, and it'll stay at .333 for the time being with the 1-for-3 day. He's been on base twice though. Reached on an error. Shortstop and then second. 1-0 pitch, way out in front. He went chasing. It was a breaking ball outside for the Cincinnati Bearcat. Garber's got himself 4 strikeouts in the 3 2/3 innings of work. This is the longest appearance for him so far on the year. Fastball fired to the dirt for ball 2, but he has been that long relief guy. All 11 runs of this ball game came in the first 4 innings. It was the first 3 for Bourne, 1, 4, and 1. Check swing on a changeup, and they say he did go around thanks to first base umpire Ryan DeMar.
That changeup, he has utilized it a whole lot in these first 2 appearances. I think to the change of eye level, that changeup usually stays low in the zone. The fastball comes up high.
Swing and a miss on the changeup. Everett Garber for the 4th inning of work. His 4th inning, all 4 have concluded with a strikeout. This time it's Cal Sefcik down swinging as we head to the 8th. Still 6-5 Bourne on Cape League TV.
Introducing Open Cape, the local nonprofit internet service provider in this region. Open Cape's fast and reliable network is 100% fiber optic, providing affordable internet connectivity. To learn more, visit opencape.org and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are Open Cape.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Falmouth Country Club. We have a unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardages with GPS, use our interactive scorecard, track your stats, and receive exclusive in-app offers. Falmouth Country Club is a true Cape Cod classic and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
Antonio Morales.
Top of the lineup, possibly the last time through for the Commodores. At the top of the 8th from Bourne Park, bats have gone quiet ever since that 2-run top of the 4th inning. They have 3 straight scoreless frames. Antonio Morales, the leadoff hitter, to get us started. And a lefty on lefty matchup, and the first pitch is a fastball left off the plate. Still Will Whalen on the mound. He threw just 6 pitches to record the last 2 outs of the top of the 7th inning. Morales has reached once, the single back in the 6th. He also has an RBI out, an RBI ground out in the 2nd inning. Fastball below, above the letters. 2 balls, no strike count. Strikeout and a fly out to center to make him 1 for 4 on the day.
And this part of the lineup is the perfect set to kind of orchestrate this kind of comeback. They did so in the 4th with those 2 runs.
2-0, grounder right, couple of chops, picked up at short by Waite, and throw to first for out number 1. 4th time Morales has been retired today.
Now batting
Now
from
Carl
California,
Schmidt
designated hitter number 8, Carl Schmidt.
with 1 out, nobody out. Doors down to their last 5 outs. We were saying all day the potential to see home run balls because of how much the wind is blowing out to left field. It still is, maybe as much as it has been all game long.
It's been very surprising.
Schmidt, the righty, does have 1 homer on the year to go with 10 RBIs. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball in the dirt. Schmidt went golfing. 1 for 4, RBI double in the 4th inning. So give him 11 RBIs. That was 10 coming into the game. Reached on an error in the 5th inning as well. Line out and fly out. 0-1 bounces, so a couple in the dirt and 1 swung at. This time Schmidt leaves alone. That'll even the count up at 1-1. At 3rd out, and the first out of this 8th now completes 1 inning of work for Will Whalen. It does close the door, though, on the Braves' best pitcher of the day, at least. Jack Brown went 2 2/3 scoreless, only gave up 2 base hits. Struck out a couple batters as well, too. Fastball right down the middle of the zone. Carl Schmidt let that go.
He's
1 and 2 count.
He is going to want that one back.
Yeah. Right on the outer part, outer third it looks like. Coming in at 90 miles an hour, a perfect one for Schmidt to hit. Now Whalen set at the belt, taking a long time to get his sign. He will kick and fire the 1-2. Change up, just couldn't come across the plate. Ends up outside to even the count up at 2-2. To the Cal Golden Bear. All ACC matchup here, Minnesota on Cal. So no longer, of course, Jack Brown was Louisville. Whalen, Minnesota. And he'll fire home the 2-2. Fastball upstairs. We have now run full on Carl Schmidt. Boy, wouldn't that be interesting?
Both those conferences. Oh, man.
Wouldn't that be
it's getting ridiculous now.
Realignment if Minnesota and Cal end up in the same conference. I guess it's similar stuff with UCLA, USC in the Big Ten. Big payoff pitch incoming with one out and nobody on base, and Schmidt chops it down the third base line. Fair on a couple of hops, throw across the diamond, and a terrific play by Drew Wires. Had to make sure that ball stayed fair, tiptoe down the third base line, throw across his body off a tough hop in front of him too. Couple of ground outs, one to short, one to third. Those are the first two outs. Now with Mike Anu coming to the plate.
Yeah, when you think of Drew Wires, you think about the offense and output he had this past spring with the defense, flashing the leather as well with that high chopper so close to the bag, it could have been foul as well.
6-5 Bourne. Falmouth trying to avoid going down scoreless. At least going down 1-2-3 in the top of the eighth. It's Mike Anu who watches a fastball low and inside for ball one that hit the ankle of Gavin Kelly behind the plate. Couldn't quite block it. He's a little shook up, but it's going to be okay. Would love to get somebody on base, the game tying run on base for Mike Anu.
You took the words right out of my mouth, where you felt like this part of the lineup is going to be the one that kind of puts you over the edge a little bit and gives the guys down the line a little bit more of a chance.
He's got 21 RBIs on the year, including an RBI single earlier in this game. Out in front of a changeup. It's 1-1. Tried to bunt with runners on first and second and 2 outs back in that 6th inning. Another situation where you're like, you get the idea, but you probably would have loved to see Mike Anu, your best hitter, swing away. And I'm sure that was not a called bunt. That was a Mike Anu decision. Yeah. 1-1 change up, left a bit high for ball 2 now. 310 hitting, rising senior, who's got a couple of base hits today. Talked about the RBI single in the 4th. He had another single in the 3rd inning, hard hit one with the walk and the put out. Change up, low but cut on and missed, and News down to a 2-strike count. Deuces are wild here in the top of the 8th. 2-2 with 2 outs, with the Commodores trailing by 1. Ken Schmidt on deck if they can get to him. Whalen, the lefty, still yet to allow a runner on. And the 2-2 is in the dirt, so we got a payoff incoming. This is Whalen's 20th pitch thrown. Wait, we'll say this hit him. Look, I don't know. I don't know if my eyes are deceiving me. Scott Landers is saying the same thing. I don't think that hit him. We're right here.
I swear Mike Anu just turned to home plate and said, hey, Brian, I think it hit me. And he said, okay.
Did Micah just steal a first base from the umpires here? And Brian DiDimencio is going to call in his other 2 umpires. The umpiring crew tonight, DiDimencio at first, Ryan DeMore at first base, and Mike Rabideau at third base. Now they're all going to have a conversation. They're going to give him first base. I could be wrong. But, man, I don't think that hit him.
Yeah, I'm with Scott Landers and his team on that one. But
Falmouth will take it. The game-tying runs
stole
on base.
First base. Playing banana ball.
Yeah, you've seen New steal second, steal third this year. How about steal first base? He's now on for the 4th time today. Maybe that's the most interesting time. Ken Schmidt sees a first pitch. Now New's going to take off for second base. It's a good throw. It got him by a mile. Well, Braves are probably saying the ball does not lie, as a beautiful throw from Gavin Kelly to get down Mike Anu. Controversy where he reaches base. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Still 6-5 Braves. Stores on the radio on Cape League TV.
Introducing Open Cape, the local nonprofit internet service provider in this region. Open Cape's fast and reliable network is 100% fiber optic, providing affordable internet connectivity. To learn more, visit opencape.org and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are Open Cape.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Falmouth Country Club. We have a unique 7-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardages with GPS, use our interactive scorecard, track your stats, and receive exclusive in-app offers. Falmouth Country Club is a true Cape Cod classic and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
I'm Joe Sabbath, right-handed pitcher from the University of Rhode Island, and you're listening to the Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
Trailing by 1 to the Bourne Braves as we reach the bottom of the 8th inning, potentially the last time to the lineup for Bourne, and a chance to add some on before they try to close it out. But it's the Falmouth typical closer on the mound, Joe Sabbath, who hasn't seen work in a bit of time to get the 9th inning. That will be the day for Everett Carver, like we assumed. And he will face 8-9-1 in the Bourne lineup. Jason Torres, Ryan Cooney, Riker Waite. So we have seen some interesting play. Offense in the first 4 innings of this game, and it has totally flipped on its head into a pitcher's duel in the second half of this ball game. Jason Torres is 0 for 2 today with a walk and a couple of strikeouts. Sabbath been spectacular this year, an ERA below 1. That's why he was named an All-Star. Change up right down the middle of the zone to start Torres off, and he has 4 total saves on the year. 9 appearances for him, total of 12 innings pitched. He's had a couple of multi-innings appearances. Swing and a miss on a fastball down to the zone. So 2 pitches, 2 strikes, 1 looking, 1 swinging. Torres, who has moved to 1 for 9 to start the year. That first base hit of the summer for him came last night. He had an RBI single, and the Braves 12-2 lost to Harwich. What a way to bounce back if they could hold on to this win after getting run rolled last night. Fastball cut on and missed. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. 3-pitch strikeout to Jason Torres. That's the second time he's been put down on 3 pitches.
Oregon, second baseman number 11, Ryan Cooney.
That was the most stereotypical Joe Sabbath 3-pitch sequence ever. Fastball, 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 strike, strike, strike.
That's what Sabbath does. He blows the fastball by it.
Yeah.
Now the 9-hitter, Ryan Cooney. 1 out, nobody on base. Still the 1-run lead for the Braves in the bottom of the 8th. Sabbath will set at his hip and out of the stretch throw the first ball of this inning inside. Fastball went by the ear of Ryan Cooney. Final numbers were outstanding for Everett Carver. 4 scoreless innings, gave up 2 base hits. He had 5 strikeouts. He's on fire in his first 3 appearances in Falmouth. 1-0, fastball popped up into foul territory. Going to be playable though for Kent Schmidt at first base, and will make it right of the first base bag. So 5 pitches, 2 outs early for Joe Sabbath to sit down the 8-9 hitters for the Braves.
Now batting from Vanderbilt, shortstop number 3, Riker Waite.
Now Riker Waite with 2 outs, nobody on base to try to keep the inning going at least. Force Sabbath into some trouble. 5th time through the lineup now. Waite has reached in 3 of those first 4 appearances. Only 1 base hit though, an RBI single in the second with a walk and a hit by pitch. First pitch fastball below the knees for ball 1 to the lefty Waite. The 1 for 2 day is keeping that batting average above 300. Ryan Zuckerman at third base is playing in very much so. He's almost in the infield grass. 1-0 delivery. Fastball again from Sabbath. Fouled off again. And we're even at 1-1. So Sabbath just thrown 7 pitches so far. 5 of those for strikes, including 2 outs on a strikeout. Jason Torres and a Ryan Cooney pop-up. 4-5-6 due up for Falmouth to try to tie things up in the top of the 9th. Swing and a check or foul ball out of the mid of Bear Harrison. 4 strike 2. Schmidt will stay at the plate. He was up at the top of the 8th with 2 outs before Mike Anu was thrown out trying to take second base. Commodores back in action tomorrow night. They'll play the next 3 nights. Head to Brewster. Head to Gov Fuller Field to host Brewster tomorrow. 2 straight home games for the Whitecaps and Gateman Friday, Saturday. 1-2, swing and a miss. That's in the dirt. Riker Wade says, hey, I'll just head back to the dugout. So a couple of strikeouts in a quick 1-2-3. Bottom of the 8th for Joe Sabbath. Commodores last opportunity in the top of the 9th. It'll be Schmidt, Lopez, Harrison, 6-5 Braves on Cape League TV.
Are you looking for that perfect pregame meal? Supreme Pizza has you covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to salads and subs. And with its online ordering system, delicious food is just one click away.
It's an honor to support the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Supreme Pizza is open every day of the week. Order online or stop by their store located at 147 T-Ticket Highway and try a slice today.
You'll always be safe at the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
My name is Kent Schmidt, and I play first base from Georgia Tech, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
Middle of the lineup for the Commodores to try to tie things up. They'll need 1 here in the top of the 9th inning. Kent Schmidt, Adrian Lopez, Bear Harrison, as Will Whalen will be the one to try to close it out for Bourne. He has thrown it in 2/3 so far for the Braves. He's only given up one base, or a couple of base runners. 1 base hit, and he supposedly hit a batter last
Now
inning.
batting from Georgia Tech, first baseman number 10, Kent Schmidt.
Now Kent Schmidt steps into the left-handed batter's box. Only been on base once with a walk in the 4th inning. Whalen works out of the stretch 100% of the time and will come home with a changeup right down the middle of the zone for strike 1. Whalen's searching for that first save on the season. He had none coming into today in that 1.29 ERA. A 1 pitch, foul tipped into the mitt of Kelly. Now Schmidt's hit an 0-2 hole. Whalen did have 3 saves this past year at Minnesota, though, where he saw an ERA jump of about 3 whole runs from his freshman to his sophomore campaign. 0-2 throwaway pitch, fastball in the dirt. Schmidt taken all the way. Commodores trying to avoid falling to 13, 17-1 on the year. It would be their first time 4 games under 500, and they would effectively be in a tie for last place. Schmidt throws his bat out on the changeup towards the third base dugout with Hyannis, who took the 11-0 beating today from Katuitt. Both them and Hyannis at 27 points time being. Bourne at 28, trying to get to 30. Wareham did get the win over Orleans. They're now at 34 points. Katuitt gets to 28 at the time being, tied with Bourne. Change up off the plate for ball 2. So if this score holds, then it will be that Wareham in first all alone, and then Bourne in second all alone. A couple points behind will be Katuitt, the new third place team, and Hyannis and Falmouth tied for 4th. Just one more matchup between those 2 teams this year as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Comes home. Schmidt fouls it down the first baseline.
And Kent Schmidt doesn't have to be the hero right now with the big fly and to try to tie this ball game. All he has to do is get on base and just leave the train moving for the next guy behind you. That's all you can ask for.
That's how Falmouth has scored their runs today. Just 2 frames, a 3-run second inning and a 2-run 4th inning. No home runs for the Commodores today. Wind is still blowing out, but it's died down a little bit. 2-2 breaking ball low. We've run full. Schmidt trying to work a lead-off walk. He's got one of the better on-base percentages on this Falmouth team. It adds up to his OPS of 724. The West Division All-Star starting first baseman. Lefty on lefty matchup. Out of the stretch. The payoff. Will Whalen misses low. Breaking ball catch. Schmidt will take first base. And the game-tying run has reached for the Doors.
And his plate discipline is so impressive. Only strikes out less than 9% of his at-bats here on Cape Cod.
Adrian Lopez, a chance to make up for some of those mistakes, as we're going to see a pinch runner for the Commodores. Ken Schmidt's day is done. It is Chris Newstrom, who is one of the faster guys on this Falmouth team. Haven't seen him in the starting lineup a ton recently with the struggles at the plate, but did get the start yesterday. So Chris Newstrom at first base, 6-5, Bourne lead with nobody gone in the top of the 9th. Adrian Lopez sitting in the middle of this Falmouth lineup has a double and a pretty hard hit fly out, a spectacular play made by John Legrande. Lefty on righty matchup, fastball left upstairs for ball 1. There is a righty warming up in the Bourne bullpen right now. Looks like he's in the early stages of his warm-up progressions. Lopez, the 7 RBIs for him on the year. Batting average down to that 220 mark. He was close to 300 just a couple of weeks ago. Fastball left off the plate at 2-0. And now Gavin Kelly wants a word with his left-handed pitcher, Will Whalen.
Got to think what Lopez is thinking right now is all the kind of negative that has happened, A, in these last couple of games, and B, it's happened tonight. You can kind of all erase it here with a base hit.
Short meeting for Kelly as he heads back behind home plate. Newstrom hasn't had a large lead off of first base, at least with nobody out. It looks like Logan Beavis, the Texas Tech Red Raider, he's got a 5.1 ERA on the year, is the righty warming up for Bourne. So a 2-0 count. Whalen's let one on by a hit by pitch, and a walk now. 2-0, fastball blown by Lopez. He was behind, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. About what the standings would look like if the score holds. If Falmouth can find a way to come back into this baseball game, Hyannis would sit alone in last place of the West Division. They were on first for most of the season, seems like. Another fastball swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Still nobody out. Chris Newstrom at first after that Ken Schmidt walk, and a battered called timeout for Adrian Lopez. Does have 1 strikeout today, back in the 3rd inning. So just a total of 2 in the last 2 games. That's an improvement for him. Check that, he has 2 today. Struck out his last time up at the 7th. Came up big in a lot of situations for USC this past season in Big Ten play. Big part of that run they had in the Big Ten tournament. The 2-2. Fastball fouled back. Lopez stays alive. Despite the 2 strikeouts, we've seen some longer at-bats for Lopez today. Some applauding with some races between the bat kids to get the ball behind home plate.
It's Jared Saltalamacchia's daughter, Charlie Saltalamacchia, getting there first. Speed kills.
Sure does. Still a 2-2 count. Whalen keeps a close eye on Newstrom. Now swing and a miss. Check swing into the mid. Gavin Kelly. 1 down now for Whalen. As Adrian Lopez has another 3 strikeout game, Andrew. That is his 3rd in the last 4 games.
It has been an interesting turn for him where he gets back from that injury, finds his form a little bit, and then just has been on a downward slope since.
So 1 out and a runner on first base as Commodores still down 1. Another lefty on righty matchup as Bear Harrison stands in. Before he sees his first pitch, it's a throw over to first base. Harrison 3 big flies this year and a total of 13 RBIs, and he's reached 3 times today. He was hit twice and had a single back in the 7th inning. Change up, first pitch high in the air. Shallow left, LeGrande couple of steps in. Makes the play. Commodores down to their last out as Newstrom makes the slight chalk back in to first base. It is all in the hands of Justin Osterhaus, who got the scoring started for Falmouth with an RBI single in the 2nd inning. That was a 3-run second. They had a 2-run 4th. Those are the only 5 runs for the Doors today. All 6 have come in the first 3 for Bourne. A 4 spot of the 2nd, sandwiched in between a couple of 1-run frames in the 1st and the 3rd. It'll be a lefty-on-lefty matchup after this throw over to first base. Newstrom in there safely. Doesn't seem like Newstrom has any intention of swiping a bag.
His leads off is shorter, very, very small.
Osterhaus has 1 home run, and he's into the double-digit column in RBIs with his 10th of the season in that 2nd inning. Change up, first pitch, tall for ball 1. Whalen looking for his first save of the season. Commodores have out-hit Bourne today 9-8. It is not the first game they would lose while out-hitting an opponent. Fastball, Osterhaus high in the air. LeGrande going back, but in front of the track will settle and make the play for out number 3. So Falmouth put one on with nobody out in the 9th, but the same issues, hitting with runners on base. They end the night 3 for 14 with runners in scoring position. They fall to a last place tie in the West Division with the Hyannis Harbor Hawks as Bourne Braves keep their 2nd place standing with just 9 games to go in the year.
Another frustrating one for the Commodores, no doubt. I mean, that offense is going absolutely silent in those final 5 innings where you make a little bit of run in that 4th inning to go down by 1. You think, hey, there's a lot of ball games still left to make this a ball game, but the back end bullpens for each team's been is really what made the difference in this one. We got the way that Jack Brown was at the bullpen as long as Will Whalen in his impressive outing as well, where, you know, you get to Wysong early on, but the bullpen for Bourne was pretty impressive tonight.
Commodores settled in on the pitching mound of the last 6, but the task too tall for the offense after 4-run 2nd inning and a 1-run 1st and 3rd. It was 6 runs given up, not just by the pitching, but by some defensive struggles as well. Only 1 earned and 5 total given up by Arena. Fedesco gave up 1 earned as well. Everett Garber, the bright spot, he went 4 innings scoreless, only gave up 2 base hits, but that will do it from our coverage at Doran Park. One more matchup between these 2 teams that'll come on one of the last few days of the season, right back here at Doran Park. 9 games left for Falmouth, back at home at the Gov tomorrow against a first-place team in the Brewster Whitecaps, at least coming into the night. Back-to-back games against first-place teams at the Gov. It's Brewster and Wareham on Friday and Saturday. Huge stretch coming up for the Doors, but they fall tonight to the Bourne Braves, 6-5